I see you, Sharice. By the way, Sharice, accommodations, kudos for the law and order you keep amongst some haters hanging around in here. Fam, it was a no brawl Tuesday. Because Juwan Jennings, they may have finally calmed Juwan down. Juwan's running around there looking for fights. Him and Aiyuk, right? Aiyuk, last year was Aiyuk and Fred. As you know, this is what Fred does. As a matter of fact, Fred and Dre put the smack down on Brock today. And then they got up and they embraced each other and had a few words and talked it out. You know, because if you've ever played football, well, I kind of miss them days, though, you know. Anytime you got smacked, and, you know, it's practice. There's nobody to practice against and hit against except your teammates, right? So, bam! Say, man, hey, bro, what's up, man? I'm out here trying to learn just like you, man. What you gonna get mad about? I ain't got no attitude. I'm just telling you, man. And then coach chimes in. Hey, Ronbo, Jake, if you guys got a problem, man, take it elsewhere, not on my field. You know, so you know it gets really stupid. Football's a game where tempers are flying all the time. And then after the practice, you act like it never happened. Anyway, fam, Niners day 6 of training camp appeared to have calmed down a bit from yesterday's trash talking, brawling, and needs for Coach Shannahan to call peace meetings in the middle of practice. Purdy and Trey Lance both had good days. Let's see where this goes. That's 2 days. Let's see if this consistency builds up as we go along. Meanwhile, fam, Jake Moody continues to instill confidence with his kicking talents. See? And you need a kicker. No matter how many times people say, man, we just score a lot of points. We don't need no kicker. No, that's never going to work. Tonight, taking your calls in after going over the day's media reports for your thoughts and reactions on this day 6 of 49ers training camp 2023. March down. We're on our way to the season. Man, they're talking about, wow. Oh, it makes me crazy because we left things on the plate we got to go back and get. Anyway, Niners moved today. Do you remember defensive end Taco Charlton? He's kind of easy forgettable. In fact, Taco became pretty forgettable after the Dallas pull. This is why Jerry Jones, I keep saying, let me get on started. Anyway, Charlton is looking to participate in his 7th NFL season. Taco was drafted by them boys in 2017, but didn't spend much time in Dallas. Since then, his journeyman status has sent him on tour with Miami, KC, Pittsburgh, Chicago. He just can't find any place to land. Taco played just 5 games last year with the Bears. His resume documents 11.5 career sacks in 60 games. Do the math, that's not good. Charlton was issued a number 77 shirt. And on this particular first day of practice, he came up with a would-be sack while working with the third team. I mean, it's a third team, but still, they're still football players. Taco was seen in the backfield making plays and would have dropped Ty Davis Price for a loss on a running play. So apparently, fam, there will be no Nagoku, I guess. If you go out and get a Taco Charlton, why'd you do that? I understand to fill out the roster numbers, but still, if I'm going to fill out the roster numbers, why can't I just go and get somebody who can really do something for me? I mean, Taco's in here today. He's got a 1-year contract. They probably didn't guarantee it. They're going to pay him by the hour. So at the end of the season, he's going to be mad. You're going to be mad. I'm going to be mad. Everybody's going to be mad, especially Taco. So, you know. Let's go right. Rookie kicker Jake Moody put the finishing touches on today's practice with a display of his leg strength. Jake Moody booted a 60-yard field goal with plenty of distance to spare. What? Oh, that brought today's session to a conclusion with a round of applause. Whoa, Jake. Damn. They were still looking for a few minutes. That ball's still flying. So the media asked Jake in the press conference, it's funny. Jake, that's a pretty solid kick. That sailed a long way. Yeah, well, I'm not really interested in how far it goes. It's just got to go between the. I just look at that. Boy, he's got. I like that attitude, Jake. But keep putting that leg into it like that. You know what I'm saying? Plenty of distance to spare. Bringing it, and as I say, everybody picked his stuff up and went to the locker room, took a shower, and went home. Jake Moody has gotten off to a good start in training camp, including 5 for 6 today. Looking for at the amount of real estate Jay Moody has blasted the ball beyond all these distances. We may be Can we change his name to Bigfoot at some point during the season? If Jake Moody gets out there and consistently kicks over 40 and 50 yards, if he does a 60-yarder against anybody, we beat him, and they're sitting on the sidelines. You know, if you're the other team and the guys, here comes a field goal kicker, right? And you said, man, that ball's 63 yards out. Come on, man. Punt, and you might get a chance to get the ball back. Jake Moody steps up. Bam! Whoa. Oh. It's good. I always feel like reaction when that happens. I didn't even believe it. See, that's the thing. In the beginning of the season, we're not going to believe Jake Moody yet. I think about week 5, he does that 2 or 3 times. I'm through. Because when Robbie came out there, I used to like, go ahead, get me something to drink or eat, and then come on back because I knew Robbie was going to hit it, right? Jake Moody, man. Here we go, because there's more to kicking than just going and having a great leg. You gotta have that Robbie Gold mindset that this is a piece of cake. So, we'll see. Mr. Moody's baby boy, his track record reads kicks of 33, 38, 48, 53, and 60 yards as of today. Jake missed once from 43 yards. He was mad about that. He talked about that in his presser, too. I like that. He does not, he finds it unacceptable to miss. Good. On Monday, Jay Moody made kicks from 38, 48, and 55 yards. And by the way, fam, Zane Gonzalez was almost perfect from 38, 48, and 57. Question. Is it time for the NFL to expand on the 53-man roster policy? See, because I'd keep Zane, actually, unless somebody just called me and gave me an offer that just, as Lynch and Shannahan are always saying, we get an offer that knocks us out, we're just going to take it. But give special dispensation for special teams players, because, if we're going to give an extra quarterback and we had to move for legislation to get that done, having 2 kickers, I don't want to, in the middle of the game, my kicker comes up lame, and all of a sudden I got to use my punter to go out there and kick a field goal like Mitch Wisnowski's done on a number of occasions, and just it wasn't even close. I don't need that kind of stress. I watch football to enjoy myself. I watch football because I love the game, not to be pissed off. And that would do it. And it has happened how many times? That year we should have swept the Hawks. That should have been the first year we swept the Hawks. We bring in this kicker that I don't know where they found him. And he was fine up until it was the pressure. Right? It's always the pressure. Pressure comes on. He's got the ball flying all out in the parking lot, everywhere but between the bars. I said, we got to go into overtime now because, God, So, everybody's favorite subject, right? The quarterbacks. Not as hell a lighter practice today following the first day in pads. Starting QB Brock Purdy took all 19 of the first team snaps in practice today. He was sharp in the short passing game, fam, completing 8 of his 10 attempts. B. Purdy drilled a crossing route to Debo for a big gain. He also hit Debo against Fred Warner. Fred wasn't happy for a 5-yard TD, and later fouled Jay Jennings on a fade for another short touchdown during a red zone period. Purdy's biggest mistake of the day wasn't perfect. His biggest mistake on the day came when he tried to throw late across his body to C-Max C. Now, see, this is a learning and a teachable moment for Kyle Shanahan. Call him over, Kyle. Jake, you know what you did wrong, right? Yeah, I know. I don't know. Just tell me what you did wrong so I can feel better about it, okay? So I can know that you know and I know that you're going to not do that again. So, linebacker Marcelino McCrary-Ball, who has been getting a lot of rave reviews, dropped what should have been an INT. So, yeah, that's what happened to Jake. Brock today. It was another solid day for Trey. T. Lance took 12 snaps during 11-on-11 drills and completed 4 of his 6 attempts. His best toss was completion of B.A. Is that man again? At the right sideline against tight coverage from Ambry Thomas. Landry did say that he's still struggling a little bit with the short. He did most of what Trey does is intermediate routes. But Shanahan's bread and butter is always them short, quick slants. He loves that. So he's going to have to get that down. But everything else is coming along. So we're going to find out. Sam Darnold had 11 practice reps. It was 2 for 6. Not a good day for Sam. His best shot was a deep in route that he completed to Debo. From the reports today, Debo's name is mentioned quite often, isn't it? You beat Debo Samuel for a minute. I'm thinking like Debo, man, I've been the man around here as far as receivers, man. Balls. But I understand that, like, I'm not even receiver number 1 no more. Debo is okay. Debo is now, I saw some footage of Debo's busted, but the wings are back on his shoes, by the way, too. Debo lost a little weight. He's gotten more svelte. His speed, his glide, everything is, he's moving. He's looking good. He's grooving. Debo, Aiyuk, McCaffrey. I didn't say nothing about George Kittle, did I? Jawan Jennings. Every time I get a rush every time I think about this arsenal now. This is the most legit group of offensive players we've had since Shannahan arrived. There's no weaknesses on that offense. Running backs, I ain't going to worry about that. I am not going to worry about that because 2 or 3 of them going to be showing us something. If I could just keep Elijah Mitchell standing up straight, but I got Jordan Mason, and I'm happy about that. If he's, as long as he's out there and he's healthy, we'll be fine. That Kalen LeBron, right? Kalen LeBron. Fam, look at some footage on him. He's vicious. He's quick. 2 weeks, all this will materialize. The Javon Kinlaw watch broke through for a would-be sack. Kerry Hyder, Robert Beal, and Cleveland Farrell also provided pressure from the defensive line. Anytime I said something about Javon on Instagram. Rombo, man, this is the same time last year, man. We were saying the same thing about he can't stay healthy, man. I said, well, what if he can? I mean, come on. I want to see him succeed. It's going to mean the team's going to succeed. I don't want Javon out there all day. I don't want him tired. I don't want Javon to come out there and if not put an equal amount of pressure on the quarterback. Because from what I'm seeing right now, I'm concerned about the offense getting any work in. Why? Because you're seeing, and I read another article, Niner Nation. What we're seeing out there is a lot. LeBron, I'm sorry. Thanks, fam. From what I'm seeing, from what that report said, and I had imagined this, you're seeing a lot of checkdowns and safety valve shots on the quarterbacks. There's no time to breathe. Nicholas, Nicholas, I almost called him Nicholas. I know he hates that probably. Bosa's not even out there. Now, I'm worried about the offense getting any work in because the defense does not give a damn if they get any work in. Defense, they can't handle the heat, get out the damn kitchen then. We ain't out here to give them people no break. And in fact, they better get better because we're depending on them to get some points on the board. You know, that bravado can shoot up a lot like it does in Dallas. I don't want that. So I know what you're thinking. Well, working against our defense all the time, when they get against other defenses, it won't be a problem. But I still just think I want to get some shots in here and there. I almost feel like the defensive, he's like, Coach Wilkes, could you have your boys lighten up just a little bit on occasion? Just selective plays. I just want to see if they can get some stuff off. Be like other defenses for a minute. You guys are too much. But if they do start to mount a decent offensive against that offense anytime during the course of the year, that means every time they see an opposing defense, it's going to be a joke. Bad news. Jalen Moore sustained a left knee injury when he got tangled up in traffic on a running play. Further bad news, Jalen got up slowly and walked to a cart to transport a cart. He walked over to a cart to transport him back to the locker room. There was no immediate word from the Niners on his condition. Oh, man. See, because sometimes it's a domino effect. Okay, you know what? I didn't even say that. Take it back. Strike that off the record. One pass rush period began with the offensive line, including all the starters, going up against the top defensive lineman. Doesn't say the starting defensive line, but the top defensive lineman, winning the first 7 reps against the defensive line. Because what do we cry about the most? We're always concerned about the offensive lineman. By the way, McKivitz is getting good grades. So we can probably pretty much stop blaming him before the season even starts for not being any better than Mike McGlinchey, because clearly, from what they're saying, is he's already a better pass defender. Now, as far as the run game goes, you've seen that clip, and we may see that this year too. You see the freak coming down from the left side, Trent Williams, goes into motion. How many teams in the NFL have an offensive lineman going into motion? Big Trent. He goes to the right side. Oh, the defense is confused. What's he doing coming over here? Bam! He knocks him free. Oh, man, here comes the running back. There's a hole, and then you can drive a Rolls Royce through. See, that's Kyle Shanahan thinking, but you've got the kind of dude that can do that. Trent says things. Other players say, yeah, Trent says do this, do that. Yeah, I'll give it a shot, Trent, but nobody can do what he can do. That's why if Madden says Trent is number 2, that's a damn lie. There is nothing like a Trent Williams. Aiyuk actually had a play worth mentioning. In the one-on-one session against cornerback Trey Swilly, Aiyuk took the pass. It was nearly broken up, continued to track the ball, and hauled in for completion. BA's focus and intensity right now it's just raging. It's something to behold. He is a man possessed. He's on a mission. I love this. He's going to have a good year. Just got to keep, Ooh. Rookie linebacker Jalen Graham. Remember we talked about Jalen Graham a few weeks ago? We were talking about him like crazy because we got new linebackers, because the traditional in San Francisco, we don't ever have a minus, a deficit, a weakness at the LB. It's tradition in San Francisco. It's what we do. Rookie linebacker Jalen Graham ran all the way down the field with Kyle Juszczyk down the field on a wheel route to force an incomplete pass from Brandon Allen. Who used to do that you remember other than Fred Warner these days? Willis! Oh, man. I think, get pumped up even about practice, man. I can't stand it. Oh, family, give me some what you feel in the day. Get on the phone. Well, I tell you, we got another 2-3 weeks of putting up with this, and then the real thing goes on. We got the Raiders coming up soon. JJ! Jay!
That was my imitation of your cat, of course.
Yeah, as you're walking through the doorway, looking at your phone, and you didn't see his little silly butt there. Cats won't move either. They'll sit there and wait. And you step, ow! What are you doing in the doorway there? Cat! But yeah.
Yeah, Rob, I think John, as a prank, said, hey, it's Tuesday. Why don't we get taco? Oh, man. What the hell are we going to do with Taco Charlton, man?
We got rid of another guy, and then they just brought Taco in. And I figured they called him a week ago, JJ, and said, listen, Taco, listen, I'm willing to give you a look. We're going to look at a couple other guys, and I'll call you maybe within the next week or two. Damn it. Why? Anyway.
Bobby Wagner, a free agent, ain't he?
No, Wagner went back to Seattle.
We don't. Oh, what a loser.
Yeah, you didn't know? Yeah. Bobby put back that ridiculous combination of blue and green. Why would anybody make a uniform blue and green? Man, fashion cops ought to write him a ticket.
Why'd you hang up, Big Show? He called me again. I'm going to get his ass in there. Anyways, no.
Anyway, go ahead.
Damn, this is confusing. I got a comment on the Zane Gonzalez and all that. And I'm Hispanic, too, but we don't need that dude. Don't you remember him losing, missing field goal left or right? I think he missed like 3 straight when we played the Chargers a couple of years ago.
See, I figure you don't bring him in unless you absolutely have to. I mean, I don't like just having – because I remember Mitch Wisnowski last year when Robbie pulled up hurt, and Mitch came in there and the ball's going underneath the rack and everything. Oh, man. why don't they let Mitch work out a little bit more, kicking field goals, but they don't want to overwork him as we don't want to have tire his leg out. So,
Mitch kicking field goals? Hell no.
He tried, remember? Robbie got hurt.
Yeah, remember.
Sad. It was sad. So this
Robbie, I hope we win the Super Bowl just in spite of Robbie.
JJ,
I want to win the Super Bowl every year, but it's still, every time a player leaves on a bad note.
Yeah, but JJ, look out, man, because if anything happens to Jake, you know who's going to get the first call. Dun, 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 dun. Robbie, cool. When something goes wrong and there ain't nobody else around, who you gonna call? Robbie Gold. Because
Anyways.
So we got,
Use your blinker. Anyways, now Rama, so I'm loving this QB room, Rama. Oh man, I'll watch all the dumb people because Allen went perfect today. I guess he's like 5 for 5. Watch them all say he should be the starter.
That's all it takes.
But no, Rob, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing, even though it's like I get a little nervous sometimes when the quarterbacks actually do good because it makes me wonder about the defense.
I know, right? It's hard to be happy.
I shouldn't worry.
Yeah.
But again, well, you got to look at it too that it is game or week 6, or not week 6, but practice 6. So get kind of acclimated with the defense, somewhat.
No, true.
Plus, Bosa's not out there.
Yeah, they're gonna get used to each other within a 2 or 3 workouts more, and we hear the same thing every year, JJ. Yeah, we're tired of playing each other. So when they play the Raiders, oh, good God!
Ooh, can't wait. I don't want to hear shit either. If Jimmy lights us up.
That's gonna be.
I don't think he will, but
I know, but the thing is that if that happens, boy, the conversation is gonna go buck wild. It's practice, guys. Okay, remember that. It's practice. God.
But in opposite news, man, I'm loving what I'm seeing with Trey. Trey's getting better. Even Show said, he was telling me earlier, he's like, the Lance is looking even better. He's actually changing his mind. He's starting to believe.
Yeah, and decision making. The thing is decision making and things like that. Now he's got to work on his shorter routes. He's still struggling a little bit with that. But Trey's making nice passes because see that's what accuracy and things like that. They were a little bit shaky. He's ironing that out.
I'm glad he's gotten rid of that windup. That was too obvious.
That coach.
Watching that in the past, yeah.
That he worked with Mahomes.
Mahomes?
Yeah, that worked, apparently.
I hope it does, man. Shoot. I just want to win, Rob.
You and me both, man. This has gotten really old, losing like we do.
And the whole thing with Javon Kinlaw, I had said it like I think in the OTAs or something like that. He had a quicker get off than Bosa. But I know people are worried about like him getting hurt and all that stuff. But it's like Javon Hargrave is going to be in there a lot too. So Kinlaw is not going to be in there enough to get hurt. I'm not on wood, I guess. But
Yeah. But wouldn't it be better to keep a fresh Javon? I mean, he could come out every 3 or 4 snaps. I mean, maybe every other series, as long as he doesn't get cold. If I feel like he's getting cold, he's not coming out. But the thing is, I'd like to keep him as fresh as possible for the whole. We got 17 weeks, and that is playoffs don't even start till he needs to get some time off.
I want him to make that little pipsqueak look like crap. That Grant Cohn, I really do. I can't stand that dude.
Grant said good things about him.
I completely forget that he even exists. Yeah. No, now he did. Of course he did. Freaking dude towering over him. Little bitch. Oh, God, I hate that kid. I want to accidentally launch a football at his head.
Yeah, we got to have – Javon's got to do – in fact, his story is so sad. You can't have him get kicked off the team. So I want him to succeed so bad. So, yeah.
I'm so excited, Ron.
The time each day gets closer and closer. Before you know it, we'll be watching the World Series. That's always my mark, the Hall of Fame game and the World Series. It's time. It's time. Coming up.
Later.
JJ's out on the road again. JJ, go ahead and get out there and honk at people. I love that. The guy's not signaling.
Yeah, I just got in traffic.
Oh, my God, Jay.
Damn it, I knew I should have exited.
You'll be okay, Jay.
I'll be stressed.
But hey, I'll be back this weekend looking for you. All right?
All right, Raul.
All right, JJ. I'll
Big
see you on
show for
Instagram, too, since
everybody.
we got a running thing going on there, too. All right, fam.
All right, Raul.
All right,
And I'm
JJ.
gone.
He's got to say it like Trez. And I'm gone. Evan.
Hey, Rombo, how's it going?
Evan, it's going all right, man, because, we're approaching the season now, and we're coming in loaded for bear. Just anticipating the damage that this team can do. Boy, it's just exciting to think about. You know what I'm saying? My goodness. And Nick's not even there yet, and our offense is out there screaming in pain. Evan, talk to me, man. There's a lot of things that happened today. Did you get the gist of things? What are you thinking?
I was just, I listened to the Rich Eisen show. I don't know if you heard what he was saying about
Today?
Trey Lance.
Yeah,
today.
Oh, okay. I haven't caught that yet. Go ahead. Tell me about it.
Yeah, he was just kind of, contemplating going over why Brandon Allen was getting, close to the same amount of snaps as Trey, and he was talking about him potentially being traded, but, it's just hot take radio stuff. I was wondering if you had heard anything about it.
They've been saying that since the off-season started. And I don't know how many times the 49ers have actually made it clear they're not considering trading any of our quarterbacks. We're keeping them all.
Do you think they're going to try to keep 4 of them?
3 for sure, possibly 4. I think the ruling that they went through enables them to keep an extra quarterback. But what's an extra quarterback, 3 or 4?
I think 4, because last year we
went through 4.
We went through 4, yeah.
Are we the first team to ever do that? My God. But anyway, yeah, they'll keep them all if they can, especially Kyle's going to keep them on speed dial, whoever he cuts. Brandon Allen gets cut. He's getting training he needs now, and throughout practice that's going. He'll stay till the 53 cut even begins to see how much he can learn. So if anything goes wrong, he can call Brandon back if nobody else picks him up. But 3 are definitely going to be there.
Yeah,
so.
And he was also saying that, it almost sounds like he has an insider or something, because he's like, Brock's number 1, that's already set in stone. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. He was saying all this stuff like it was a matter of fact, but.
Well, it kind of, they've said that on a number of occasions already. Now, what people don't know is if we do see that it looks like, now Trey's taking snaps with a second team unit, that automatically loses your points, all right? So if he's doing okay with the second team unit and Brock's doing okay with the first team unit, you're probably going to see, unless he just elevates Trey into that first team unit and sees what he looks like. Otherwise, that means they're not really interested in moving Brock out of that first team unit, from what I'm thinking. That's probably pretty much why they're going to keep Brock there. Yeah, Evan, he kind of earned it when you think about it. No matter what side people want to get on, if they're going to pick a quarterback or not, if you're going to reward your quarterback for efforts and work done out there, you have to look at that body of work that Brock did and not decide that it was an accident, as a fluke, or whatever it is, right? So, yeah. It's going to have to be a job that's going to have to be taken away from him, is what I'm thinking the coaches are thinking.
Yeah. And the Taco Charles move was interesting. Do you think he's just a body till Bosa's back and then he'll get cut?
Yeah, because and of course you always come in with the promise that if you do impress us, of course you'll be a 49er. But they're thinking that way, but they're not telling the player that. He should know that on his own, right? So Taco's going to come in and try to do the best he can. Otherwise, he's just filling a void in the roster for now.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. And then I was going to ask you how you – because, the D coordinator has been on the sideline for the last, handful of years, and, it seems like the defense feeds off the energy. And I heard Wilkes is going to be up in the booth. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
I have no problem with that. I want Wilkes up where he can see better. He can actually facilitate what Shanahan's doing. You know how Kyle always gets to the press conference and says, no, I didn't see that. Well, Kyle, Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, who did see it?
Yeah,
why don't you go up in the booth? I'd always get mad when he said that. I don't want to hear you say, I didn't see that. Now, if Wilkes is up in the booth, he can tell Kyle what he sees, and Kyle can process and do what he thinks should be done. Also, you got you got so many leaders on the sidelines. As far as that defensive unit goes, we got a lot of veterans over there. You don't need the coach down there going nuts. You know, those guys have been around together for a while now. I think they'll be just absolutely fine. You know, Wilkes has got the headset going on. He can get into players' ears. I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I was going to say it might be, you know, an advantage because Kyle hasn't had that.
The eyes upstairs. Yeah. I bet your offense improves too. Because Wilkes is going to be talking to Shannahan the whole time. Wilkes has been a head coach before. So, you know, all he's got to do is tell Kyle, I'm telling you right now, you got a sucker on the right side. Send Brandon at him, and I can almost guarantee you a touchdown. Kyle, I was just thinking the same thing. And they go for it, you know. I got a feeling they're gonna coincide just right.
Yeah, and do you think you know, Danny Gray's going to take a step this year?
Okay, Danny Gray has got to learn to catch with his hands. Every time I read about Danny Gray, he's catching the ball off his chest. That is not what a professional does. You know, you learn to stop doing that. If Danny can't track and catch the ball in his hands, there's too many times when you've got to extend yourself. You've got to make these difficult catches, especially on deep routes. They don't throw the ball right to you all the time. Every time I hear about Danny making a play, he caught the ball off his chest. The writers are always noting that, and I say, you know, that's happening a lot if they're noting that all the time. His route running, I understand, is not that bad. He's getting better, in fact, because they're probably working on that all the time. But Danny Gray's got to catch with his hands. You know, your premier wide receivers make those catches with their hands. Boom. You know, this is junior high and high school. You got to stop.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for him to find the field because you got guys like, you know, like Jennings and McLeod that, you know, they've come up clutch in some pretty tight spots with catches and, you know, Aiyuk and Debo.
Yeah.
You know, are there too, so.
Yeah, so he said. So, and Kyle's going to have to trust him. In order to build trust with Kyle Shanahan, if he's got too many options, he's going to look at you last. Even though you're a good ball player, but he's going to look at the other guys like you just mentioned first. So Danny's got some things to prove before the end of August.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's still, you know, early in the training camp, so I'm sure they're just running vanilla versus vanilla. So that's why I'm not reading too much into, you know, the Brant Cohn talk and even Dave Lombardi talk with their
no, but Grant can be cool.
Trey was.
I love the good, the not so good, and I do read it though because I'm always, that was really, you know, because one thing you can trust Grant for, he's going to tell you exactly how he feels. Now I think he's a little premature on expecting quarterbacks to never miss a shot or throw an INT. I don't think any of us should overreact about that. It is practice. These guys have got to learn. Since J.J. Watt came out and told everybody, look, this is why guys don't try anything in practice, because it gets caught on social media. It gets blown out way out of proportion. This is why we're here in practice, guys. We're here to work and get better. Yeah. So I see, you know, that's right. So, yeah.
I think he knows he gets under Niners fan skin, so he's, you know, says the boneheaded stuff he does.
But he gets a lot of attention, though. It's shock sports talk. Well, Evan, we got to go, though. Hey, I'll be back Friday. Right. Friday night looking for you, okay?
All right.
Appreciate hearing from you.
I'll call in. Shout out to production, Ellis and Tony in Australia.
Hey, Tony. Thanks, Evan.
Have a great night, Rumble.
You too. And the big show says Kyle and John both said it's going to be difficult to keep four in their pressures before training camp starts. Did he say four, show? Because, you know, the league has passed the mandate on an extra quarterback, but I'm not. What does that mean? Does that mean three? That's the thing. 404, you're in Georgia. Show, thanks for the contribution. 404 in Georgia.
I know you don't know this number by heart because it's kind of new and I moved. But finally, the road has come back to Rumble Live.
I was going to say, I know that voice, though. Ron! Let me give it a holler here like we do.
Man, bro.
Oh, Rod. Come on in, Rod.
Hey, man, this is real shit night. You heard me?
I heard.
Real shit night. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Look, the 49ers haven't won a Super Bowl since 1995. And guess what? The Rod was a senior in high school that year.
Yep.
Okay?
Yes.
So look,
it's too long.
I know it's going to be a lot of people that's pissed off with me tonight, but I don't give a fuck.
Go right
Bottom
ahead.
line is this right here. Excuse my language, Rombo, and I don't mean to be irate on your show tonight, but I'm just being real, man. I'm tired of settling, bro. I'm tired.
Agreed.
We've been waiting on Kyle Shanahan to deliver since Chip Kelly and
Jim Tom Sula.
the dude known as Jim Tom Sula. Okay? Now, look, I understand the game. We're supposed to be fans, and we're supposed to be loyal to the end. But we got to be real, dog. We got to be realists. Look, when Bill Walsh, Carmen Policy, and Eddie DeBarlo was in play, the bottom line is this. And those guys did not deliver. Carmen Policy got rid of their asses. Remember Steve Mariucci? Yeah, good winning percentage. But you had to go. You know why? Because you didn't win. Okay. Now, let me say this right here because I'm an old 49er fan. I'm 47 years old.
And tired of
Last time we won a Super Bowl was 1995. Why in the hell do we think that Kyle Shanahan is a genius? They've been telling us this shit since he got the job. That was in what year, Rombo? I'm going to let you tell him.
2017.
What year was that when Kyle Shanahan became the head coach? What year?
That's 2017. Yeah.
2017. What year is it now?
It's 2023.
It's 2023. So that makes what?
6 years.
Let's go back. Okay? Brian Hoyer. Failed. Nick Mullins. Failed. C.J. Beathard. Failed. Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, he got a good winning percentage. But guess what? He what? Failed. Look, I love Mike Shannahan under George Seifert. But you know what? George Seifert learned what Bill Walsh taught him. And I mean, I'm just being real, guys. Look, if you ain't a real 49er fan, I ain't talking to you. But I'm talking to the real 49er fans. We never settled for quarterbacks that weren't Hall of Fame potential. Joe Montana, Steve Young. How many Super Bowls? A total of how many, Wombo? How many Super Bowls did we win between
5 big
Joe and
Rudy, listen, Rudy, that's for you. That's 5 trophies, Rudy. Rudy doesn't understand, but go ahead.
5. I love Kyle Shanahan. But you know what? Y'all love Kyle Shanahan too. Why? Because he's the son of who? Mike Shanahan, who won under who?
Walsh.
George Seifert, who learned under who?
Seifert, that's right.
Bill Walsh. Okay? Now look, I know a lot of folks are going to get offended by the things that I say tonight. But look, and I'm going to tell you straight up, yeah, I am on that alcohol. Nevertheless, I've been a 49er fan since 1980. I was born in 1976. Okay? So, for those that don't like it, I don't give a shit. For those that understand what I'm saying, let's rock. Bottom line is, Mike Shanahan won a Super Bowl under George Seifert because he followed the blueprint that Bill Walsh had in the years prior. Now, Kyle Shanahan, for whatever reason, is allowed to go through who? Let's start it. Let's call the name. Hoyer, Nick Mullins, C.J. Beathard, Jimmy Garoppolo, Then we spend 3 first-round picks to get Trey Lance just to what? Say I changed my mind because, like Jimmy Garoppolo, who went, was it 5-0 Garoppolo? 5-0.
5-0. What
and
games?
Then,
oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying, records, comparison of records. Garoppolo went 5-0.
Oh, it was when he came in.
A meaningless, because we didn't go to the playoffs. And then when Jimmy Garoppolo became the starting quarterback, he went 5-0, but Brock Purdy went 8-0.
Yeah.
8-0. And that's a great accomplishment.
Especially since it had meaning, unlike the other time with the meaningless. Yeah.
No freaking rings, Rombo. By the way, this is for my boy Trey from the VA, TNT.
Yeah.
Because he'll tell you just like I'm telling you right now. Kyle Shanahan, you on the hot seat, bro. I'm tired of this shit. I'm sick of this shit. Okay.
Big shout out to Big Show. He's eating this up, I know.
Yeah, you head coach Kyle Shanahan. So guess what y'all did? Y'all decided to let 3 first-round picks go. To go and draft a guy by the name of Trey Lance.
Yeah.
Now guess what? Brock Purdy went 8-0. That's better. That's a better record than Jimmy Garoppolo. What is it, Rombo?
Well, yeah. And especially into the playoffs.
Much better record. But guess what? No rings. No rings. Look, 49er fans. Not be no asshole. I'm just being straight up. As a 49er fan, I'm trying to teach you guys who don't understand. We do not settle for second place. Joe Montana, Steve Young, those guys won.
And we've had one good one since then. Two, but yeah. But fam, I know you got more. But look, don't get back. Can you get back and fight and finish up?
I make it. I've been talking long, but the bottom line is this right here. Y'all guys got to stop playing. Mike Shannahan as offensive coordinator. Guess what? Kyle Shanahan is not an offensive coordinator. He's head coach. Head coach. Mike was the offensive coordinator. We've got to stop bullshitting and stop pretending like Kyle Shanahan is a fucking genius. Okay? Look, bottom line is this right here. We got 4 rings with Montana, and we got 1 with Young.
There you go.
Got none with Garoppolo. None.
Yeah. Well,
okay,
fam, it's gonna happen this year. I believe that. I sincerely do. But we got to go. Listen, tell you what, get back here fighting. We've been missing you. We need this kind of energy. It's like Trey says, we cannot get too cute and cuddly. So, Rod.
On the Carmen policy and on the Eddie Barlow.
Right, I feel you. We got to go. Production's going to shut us down.
And you know this, Bumbo. You know this.
Yes. It's going to get better. Promise it's going to get better. It's got to get better. It can't get worse.
Eddie Barlow.
Right.
So the bottom line is this right here.
Rod,
look,
we got to. Rod, we got to go.
I make it 2 minutes.
No, you cannot have 2 minutes. Rod, you're already 3 minutes over now. Rod, please, fam. Let me get you fighting. All right. It's time for Jill, Bill, Phil. Amazingly enough, Phil comes in right after Rod. This is two opposite sides.
Well, let me correct Rod a little bit. First of all, it wasn't Carmen policy that fired Mariucci. It was York. It was Jed's dad, because Mariucci went and interviewed for the Notre Dame job, and he got bent about it, and he fired him.
Ooh.
It wasn't Carmen policy at all. Carmen policy was the guy who fired Seifert. And then the other thing is, when we won our Super Bowls, it was not during the salary cap era.
True.
All right? And, we had an owner at the time, Eddie D, that spent money like it was going out of style because he wanted to win more than anybody.
Yes.
And so it's a lot different then than it is now. So give me a break. Kyle was given a bad team, a real bad team after he took over from Chip Kelly.
I agree with that. So he had to build from scratch. That's why the brick by brick thing got started. This team has got to build a foundation, and then it's got to build the building. You know, it takes time when you start from scratch.
You got to build culture. But the bottom line is players want to play for our team. Coaches want to coach for our team.
Yeah.
And when they leave, they get, management positions. So
high management positions.
Give me a break.
Yeah,
guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Well, no, he's feeling it, and I understand his pain. But the thing is,
he says he's been a Niner fan since 1980. I've been a Niner fan going to games since 1965.
All right. Well, that's veteranship right there. But Phil,
I was 8 years old when I went to my first 49er game at Kezar Stadium.
And you haven't forgotten it, have you? You know, the thing is, I can't blame Kyle if the quarterback gets his arm broken. Now, granted, people say that you put the wrong man out there to try to protect him. Yeah, God, but if I don't trust my players, who can I trust? It's a tough situation.
Robbo, in 2018, Jimmy blew his ACL. We had all kinds of promise. But 2019, then we get Nick added to the team because we had a losing season.
Yeah.
And 2019, we were 10 points ahead with 6 minutes left in the Super Bowl.
I'll never forget that as long as I live. I said, my God.
So it wasn't due to quarterback play.
Or
the defense gave up a 3rd and 15, which Nick Bosa was held, and the ref didn't call it.
See,
and that was the game. The whole momentum changed,
and so quickly the 49ers aren't getting up that many points in that length of time all year long. Oh.
I'm telling you, Rombo, to win a Super Bowl, you need a little bit of luck.
I think a little bit more than little luck. You need a lot of luck.
Yeah.
Because because the Chiefs got it. That was a miracle they pulled that off. Against that defense, 10 points in 6 minutes, over 10 points? Oh, hell no. That's not going to happen. It did.
So anyway, you know what? We get 10 points with 6 minutes left with our defense now. There ain't scoring.
Yeah, I know, right?
So I don't care if it's Kansas City or anybody else. So, I'm solid with this team. And I tell you what, I went to practice today. Yeah. Kinlaw is the real deal.
Yeah?
I'm telling you, he was in one-on-ones against Brendel, and he threw him like a rag doll.
Oh, kid, he's got an attitude out there.
And Brendel's he's a good pass blocker. But he threw him. And Kinlaw looks like a different guy out there. He has no belly fat. One thing I noticed with him before, he always had this
little round tummy.
Round tummy, yeah. He does not have that this year.
I saw him
earlier. He lost all of that.
Whoever that trainer was, yeah, she was working him. He got rid of that.
Yeah. And so I expect big things out of Kinlaw if he can keep that knee going. I'm telling you.
All right.
We may forget about Armstead.
Hey, but that's right. If you pick up his contract next year, I don't know what they'd sign him for. But
no, next year he's got a $25 million cap hit, but a $9 million dead cap hit. So if you cut him,
no, you can't cut him this year.
Armstead saving about $15 million. So who knows? And then you sign Kinlaw for cheap because they didn't pick up his 5th-year option.
Well, but the thing is,
who knows?
But the thing is, he could go around and peddle his goods somewhere else and get paid more. Then what?
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true, but you never know.
He may want to.
You never know. But anyway, right now we've got Armstead, Kinlaw, Givens, Hargrave. We've got a stacked defensive tackle room.
No.
Stacked. And look out. And I would see, trying to play Hargrave on passing downs and Kinlaw on running downs.
Yeah, I don't want to overwork Hargrave. He can get in there and I maybe make it a 70-30 thing. He can get 70% of the snaps.
Well,
let Javon get 30.
You want him to rush the passer because that's where we need the help is getting after the quarterback up the middle. We never had that last year.
Right.
And so I think that's the thing we need from Hargrave. And then if, even Philly went out and got Dominic Sue to shore up their run defense because they weren't that great against the run.
And Phil, the thing is, the 49ers are designed to actually beat the Eagles just for the reasons you just stated. We run the ball. The Eagles struggle with that. They don't have a real good secondary either that can be exploited by guys like Aiyuk, which was clear during that NFCCG. And our defense, you're not going to run that offense against that defense that they like to run. So, there was going to be a matchup.
You know what? Philly's even weaker now up the middle because they lost both their inside linebackers and both their safeties to free agency. So,
and you know how Hargrave's going to play against his old team.
I don't think Philly's that good. And the East Coast bias always picks East Coast teams. But,
and every year we listen to that rhetoric.
You just got to factor that in.
That on. That's not true. Every time I watch that, that's not true. They just make things up as they go along, like you're saying, the East Coast bias, the ECB.
Yeah, well. Yeah. Anyway, Rambo, I like it. Purdy looked good today. He threw his last pass to Jennings was a fade pass about 20, 25 yards, and he threw it up in the air and dropped it in on Jennings at the pylon for a touchdown.
That takes touch. He's underrated as a passer.
So I think the rust is starting to get off Brock, and he's starting to look like he was last year. So if that's the case, we're in good shape. Trey's looking good. I think Trey's going to be our number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam Donald looked confused today in the red zone.
Did you call him Sam Donald? I love it. But I know what you're talking about. He looked confused. Go ahead.
He looked confused in the red zone, like he was panicking back there. And so I think he's our third quarterback. Plus, when you look at the salary cap implications, Trey Lance we have to pay him anyway. It's guaranteed. Sam Donald's all on bonuses that have yet to be earned bonuses. Mm-hmm. So if he doesn't get those bonuses, it goes towards our cap next year as a bonus. So that's even more incentive to put him at the third string quarterback.
I think he's there.
And as far as the other guy goes, think about it. We're going to cut him on the last cuts.
Brandon?
And every other team in the league has already got their quarterback room settled. So he's going to be on the practice squad, I think.
Yeah, you're talking about Brandon Allen, right?
Everybody says he's not going to survive waivers. I doubt that because teams have already gone through their playbook with the quarterbacks they have in the room.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to bring in a guy cold turkey that doesn't know the playbook and then have no preseason.
That's it. Phil, we need to pull up, and I'll be looking for you Friday like we like to do, bring in the weekend, and I'll see you then. And I love, you and me, positivity, we that's it.
Let's get the 6.
Please.
Let's get the 6.
We're not satisfied with anything
that would shut everybody up, right?
I don't think so.
Then next year we just go in and
you mean it's
nobody be crying.
God,
nobody
would
say
awesome?
Shanahan and all these things that they could talk about would be gone.
Limited in one
Super
Bowl
next
win.
Year.
And remember, Phil, 6 Dallas, 6
That's
Steelers, Patriots. No, Dallas, Pittsburgh.
All right, Rambo.
Patriots,
I'll let you go.
Niners. That just close the elite of the NFL. All right, Phil. I'll see you Friday.
All right, Rambo.
Night, Phil.
Okay, take care. Bye.
God, I just really want to see that so bad. And then Ramilia, who's all, you guys' trophies expired back. He just got one 2 years ago, right? After 20-something years, and now ours have to expire. Rudy, you hypocrite. Wait. Okay, see, I smooth that out. Casey.
Rumble, that's one of my favorite things when you start to show off and you kind of got like, you got to clear the throat. You go, Niner! Niner!
Because I can't do that. Yeah. You're not supposed to do that cold, and I do. My vocal coach said, hey, hold up here. And it starts doing that, yeah. So, yeah.
You're such a gifted man, Rumble.
Got to warm him up, though. Case, always a pleasure. Where are you right now?
I'm on a 49er acapella group. What do you think of that?
Wouldn't that be awesome? We'd be great. Gotta write our own
Gold
songs.
Rush is taken. What would we call ourselves, Robo?
The gold theft. Fort Knox. Wait. In case you got me going on that now, we got to come up with some names. Has to do with gold, some kind, I mean, in case you mentioned that, Rumble, I do have a problem with the cheerleaders be calling Gold Rush. That used to be the 49ers Rush name. The cheerleaders aren't rushing anybody.
Yeah.
They could have came up with a cuter name than that. Gold Rush is at the cheerleaders.
And then social media came around, and then calendar sales plummeted, and they haven't been the same since.
Those calendars used to be pretty special, though. Casey, we're getting.
I like going to those old. I like going to those old bars, and you see the posters on the wall, and it just makes you feel like Monday Night Football is going on in that bar,
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys.
So close.
Close to making the playoffs, and the 49ers may have something to say about that, as the 49ers are already in, and now your blood is just racing through your body at 100 miles an hour. Dallas, It would just make a man just get crazy, kill him. Oh,
we're almost there, Rumble. We got the Jets and the Browns Hall of Fame game with a total at 33 on Thursday night. I'm taking the Jets in the over. Jets and the over hit a lot in the preseason last year. I think we went 3-0 last year.
It's early. Yeah. Which one of them is actually going to be ready at that point?
I don't know.
Casey, are you taking the Jets?
What matters is, and the over. It's at 33.
Okay. Wow. That's Rodgers may not have complete control of that team yet. Whereas
I don't even think he's going to play. It'll probably be that white guy from last year. I forget his name.
But listen, the thing is, the Browns, that whole unit's been together pretty much. Their offense has been together for a while now. All they got to do is run. What's his name? If they want to. Starters might not be involved.
The Jets were too good in preseason last year. I'm taking the Jets.
There you go. Don't let me change your mind. But yeah. Wait till the middle. I wish they played during the season, though. They may have. Don't they? They don't. No. Jets and Browns. That'd be a fun game to watch.
Rumbo, that's not why I'm here.
I knew you were going to say that any moment now.
49ers. And here's the bottom line, Rumbo. Just give me 2 minutes. I have taken some marijuana tonight. Okay, but Kyle Shanahan wins 12 games. He wins 12 games in a row, and we still got people calling for his head. I don't know what Kyle's got to do, man, other than win the Super Bowl.
He's got to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, he's a damn good coach.
We cannot choke in the last couple of minutes, though. We just,
yeah,
put the foot on the friggin'
it takes a lot,
neck.
Man. It takes a lot to run a football team, and fourth string quarterback. It's pretty tough, man. I mean, Kyle's got to get Josh Johnson ready more. He's got to hit the pads. He's got to pump him up a little bit more than that. Anyway, looking at training camp, man, it's pretty clear to me that this entire season rests on the shoulders of Brock Purdy. As far as I can see, Trey's feet aren't there. Sam's arm isn't there. And it's going to entirely depend upon Brock Purdy. But, you never know. Trey's got a lot of potential. Yeah. Brandon Aiyuk looks great.
agree.
The defensive line is going to be insane now that they got Taco Charlton, Cleveland Farrell, and Javon They're just going crazy with this. They're like,
Casey, be careful
you get a defensive lineman. You get a defensive.
Charlton and Cleveland could show us something. I don't think so, but you never know.
No,
They're
I
just
mean, these are guys that
bodies.
were really good.
Cleveland might make it.
They remind me of the Warriors, Rumble. They remind me of the Warriors, Rumble.
In what way?
Because they just get players that were like really good from like they get all these first rounders from like 5 or 10 years ago. And it's just like,
but that...
I'm stoked to see Taco Charlton out there. I mean, shoot, put him on the practice squad. Who cares?
I remember
Charlton got drafted. I want names. I don't
wanted him.
I don't want this. Rumble. I want to see some names out there. They've got so many players at so many positions right now. They're so stacked.
A lot of guys, you got half that unit out there's got to get cut. Nearly half. Man, it's going to be tough to make
Who
this team.
will survive?
Man.
I like that Ronnie Bell, too. I think Ronnie Bell maybe takes the 3rd spot and Jawan goes to the 4th spot. I don't know. Did you see that Jalen Hurd retired?
Did he? I thought he was back. I thought he had
retired.
He got some, because I thought somebody picked him up a few days ago.
Yeah, and then he retired. I think he got hurt again in training camp or something like that.
Oh, no. Immediately got hurt.
Maybe,
okay. Then you have to realize.
Maybe he just got a check.
Yeah, this game's not for you. You're not going to be able to stay out there. And it's such a
preseason legend, though.
I know.
Yeah.
College legend. I mean, how many guys play wide receiver and running back? Except for Debo. I forgot.
You see my man Frank Gore signed with the team and is now in the front office and everything?
Yeah. Yeah,
How
Frank
cool is
is,
that,
I don't want to get too crazy because I got some ladies brought it to my attention. Hey, remember, listen, before we get too excited here, Frank did not get cleared of that domestic violence charge last year. I said, ooh, I forgot about that. He didn't get cleared. So I have no further comment on Frank, boy, because damn it, Frank, why? Okay, anyway.
I'll never hit a woman, but I'll. Oh man!
Good, Casey.
All
That's
these stories of all these crazy girls in the hotels and stuff, Rambo. It's tough, man. I don't know.
Yeah, but you just got to learn to you can keep your hands off of them. Don't, It's just it depends on how you were raised. I was or if you were raised or you went through domestic violence yourself. I can't bring myself to hit a girl under any circumstance. I can't do it. I can't imagine guys doing it.
I mean, I just, Rumbo, I mean, I don't know, man. I give Frank the benefit of the doubt that, that it's a two-way street. That's all I'll say.
So I smacked him first, but I've been smacked. Grab the hands or something like that, but you don't get crazy. She doesn't have a chance.
It's tough, man. It's tough. I've never thought of Frank as being a super violent, person off the field.
Yeah.
I know he swears a lot. But
yeah. But that's the thing is, because I don't know. We'll see. But it was
cool to see him and Alex out there. I like seeing him and Alex.
Yeah, Alex did an interview for the first time. All right, that was cool.
Yeah. Speaking of former players, the Niners played Kwon Alexander in Week 1 on the Steelers.
I thought that I saw the Kwon. I thought that was KWON. Yeah, Kwon seems to be a man on a mission. Remember we went to the Saints, and we got to meet him, and now he's with the Pittsburgh just in time so he can meet us. Kwon,
I seen him in number 26. I think they might have him in like a kind of hybrid nickelback role, something like that.
Oh God. Okay, so we're gonna have to go. I'm gonna see it Friday, and I'm gonna be looking at that game now between the Hall of Fame game now, just because you said that. Now you got me interested in that. But anyway, I'll look for you Friday.
Sounds good, Mama.
All right. Always appreciate you, Casey.
Today's Tuesday, huh?
All right. Have a great night, Casey.
Yeah. You have a good hump day. Thank you for the platform, Rumble. Always a pleasure.
All right. Hey, Jalen.
Plus got the boot. Pete still chewing on that goop. Yeah. And Sean McVay play called like poop. It stinks, Rombo.
That's
Man, what's the word? What's the word, Rombo? What's the word,
we're just looking at the workout today, And Trey shed some light on this a few days ago by saying that workout don't mean a damn thing, y'all. Because Kyle's going to run everything that you can't imagine on that day. And this is what you're seeing now. That's all just bravado for the media. I'm looking at just the skills displayed in that setting. And right now, Brandon Aiyuk looks like he's lost his mind. Actually, Jawan Jennings and Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw need to take some chill pills because they don't understand the guys you guys are trying to hurt out there are on your team. Yeah, but they're working out. Brock Purdy's starting to come around. It seems today he looked a lot better, and Trey's doing okay. You know what you've been saying about Trey? I don't know about Jalen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey,
He may come around.
Out to that last call. Shout out. I don't know. Shout out to the couple of calls ago. He was saying that Kyle Shanahan is he ain't a genius. So that
I knew you like that.
I completely agree with that, Rombo.
I know it.
You can't call yourself a genius when the determining factors of you drafting Trey Lance over Justin Fields was less interceptions and playing under center. If you such a genius, Rombo, you should be able to coach that into a quarterback. I mean, hands down, no thinking about it. If you a genius, Kyle, why couldn't you coach less interceptions? What did Brian Daboll do with Daniel Jones, Rombo? He cut his turnovers down. You couldn't have done that with Justin Fields, Kyle. You couldn't have taught him how to play under center. But what you wanted to do was sit Trey Lance on the bench and teach him how to put less mustard on a slant. You'd rather do that than teach Justin Fields how to play under center and throw less interceptions. And you got lucky as hell, Kyle. You got lucky Brock Purdy showed up. Because if he didn't, I promise you, the fans will have your head right. You better be lucky that the football gods bless you with a miracle at what, 199, Rombo? 264? What pick was it?
I don't know. It's way down there. That's an interesting point. What if they didn't draft or pick up Brock Purdy? Where would we be right now?
He would be on a goddamn Rombo. I mean, Big Show said it the other day, Rombo. Trey Lance has had 3 off seasons, and me and you both know more than anybody. Kyle Shanahan is a practice guy. It don't matter what you do in the game. He puts you on the field off of what you do at practice. We know that's how he is. So clearly, Trey has not shown him anything in these last 3 off seasons to say, I'm confident that this is the guy, and that no matter who's behind him or who his backup is, regardless of if it's Jimmy Garoppolo, I can get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo because I'm confident that Trey Lance is the guy. He hasn't done that yet.
Well,
done it. Well, here's the thing. I chilled through my chest when you said, what if they didn't draft Brock? Now that means if things go the same way and Trey gets hurt, who's the quarterback?
Josh Johnson.
Oh!
Yeah, Josh Johnson. Yep. I mean, Rombo, we died. I mean, we got lucky. We really got lucky. I mean, we compare. We really got lucky, Rombo. And I mean, we talk about this ceiling. We talk about this ceiling that he's. And I understand some of y'all like, man, he coming up in here being negative. I mean, I get how some of y'all feel about people coming in here being negative, and I'd understand if it was like year 2, 3, and people were coming in here being negative. But y'all, it's year 7. I have a right to complain. The man ain't done shit. It's year 7. I mean, I have a right to say something. It's year 7. He ain't got nothing done. Yeah. What do you? I mean, what? I gotta wait till year 10 to be acceptable to criticize Kyle? No, I'm not waiting 10 years to get this man criticism. It's year 7. He needs to get this shit done. Like, no. People have a right to come in here and complain at year 7 that Kyle hasn't got the fucking job done. Nobody cares that he won 12 games straight with one of the best rosters in the league. I mean, congrats. You got the best roster in the league, Kyle. Who wouldn't win 12 games with this? I mean, win a ring. That's what I want. Win a ring. I'm sick of hearing this. He won 12 games straight with no quarterback. Look at the roster, Rombo. Look at the roster. You can win season games with a roster like that. You can't win playoff games without a quarterback, but season games, look at that roster, Rombo. You can beat anybody with that roster during the season without a quarterback. Come on.
Yeah. That's true. That's tough.
Are we done? Are we done, Ben? Are we done acting like we got to come in here being vanilla and trying to be crowd favorites? Are we done, people? Trying to please the crowd? Let's just say some real shit now. It's year 7. I have a right to criticize the team at year 7. Year 2, I feel y'all. Why are we criticizing in year 2? Let's be patient. Year 7, fuck that. I got a right to say something. Man needs to get the job done. Period, point blank. Brock Purdy, you better be lucky that he showed up, Kyle. You better be lucky, dog. Because the way that Trey was looking, Brombo, I'm telling you, I don't know. We fall in love with quarterbacks pretty easy. We fell in love with Mullins quick. We fell in love with Jimmy quick. We fell in love with CJ quick. Only one we ain't fell in love with was Trey. That's something. That's saying something.
Maybe only because he hasn't been out there long enough to get the love.
Brombo, Nick Mullins played that one game versus the Raiders, and we were talking about him like he was the next goddamn Steve Young. Well, we not.
He did look good that night.
How we were talking about these guys after they won those games, Rombo?
I just want the Raiders to get an ass whooping. I was worshiping the dude. You know, I get tired of the Raider fans. Oh, my God, I get tired of them. So, you know.
I mean, and Rombo, be honest with me. Trey Lance's arm, do you think it's really we compare it to the quarterbacks that we've had, but do you really think he has a top 10 arm in the league? Around the league? Would you really say that Trey Lance has a better arm than somebody like Matt Stafford or Josh Allen or Herbert? Hell, even Joe Burrow?
No, Jay, I can't answer that question, though. I just can't answer that. I'm not seeing enough. I've been saying this for 2 years. Guys, I haven't seen enough of Trey to come up with my own personal assessment. I still can't. I'm seeing what I see now. It looks good, though. It looks better.
You can look at how many times he's thrown the ball. He's at 100 attempts. And those 100 attempts, none of those balls have been better than any of what I've seen from the top. I mean, he's probably had about 2 decent throws that I've seen. Maybe
the people you called out, though, those are Pro Bowlers.
I mean, but those are the guys that we expected him to be better than. We said that he had a high ceiling. So if that's who we're comparing. If that's who we said he was going to be, that's who we're going to compare him to. We're not going to say, oh, those are Pro Bowlers, but that's not. But that's who he's the 3rd pick, Rombo. He's supposed to be a Pro Bowler.
We don't know yet. But I know
he doesn't have a better arm than Josh Allen or Justin Herbert. He doesn't. Yeah. I don't even think he got a better arm than Zach Wilson. That's just me being real. I mean, I'm serious. I'm being serious.
Jalen's going off tonight again. I love it.
Big Show was right. We need to come back down to reality. Ain't nobody gonna keep coming in here being vanilla and trying to be nice to the crowd and be a crowd favorite. Fuck that. It's year 7. I need results going into year 7. I ain't trying to hit
that 6 Steelers, Patriots.
And at the end of the day, Rombo, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and me need a 2-year rest. And Gene and Rudy can keep on crying, because guess what? 49ers going to be the best. But guess what, y'all? First game in his career. Breath smelling like molasses. Nuts still in his body ain't dropped. Mama titty in his mouth. Nick Mullins, fresh out of college. Beat the Raiders on national TV.
Yes.
This just wasn't some game you could catch if you stayed in California. No, baby, it was on the airwaves. Everybody caught this bitch. It was like a game of Jeopardy. You just turn the channel and you saw that beat down happening. Lord.
Al Davis turned over in his grave. Niner!
Well, let me get up out of here. Y'all need to sit and think about that one. I ain't calling no man no genius that won 12 games with the best roster in the league. Congrats.
Jalen, just sit back, relax. It's going to get better. I'm going to see you Friday. And you just have a great night. There he goes. Mad as hell. We got to get him a ring. You got to hit. Oh, they're coming in droves. Papa, it's a lead. The chief bottle. Wait. The chief cook and bottle washer himself. The head of the Dragon Clan. He is. Johnny Robinson. How many times have the Niners beat the LA Scarabs in just the past 2 seasons? Johnny, I have no idea. The Rams are resting everything they're talking about. All that BS they're throwing at us is because they finally got past us in 5 years' time, and they got to the Super Bowl. Yeah, you guys are regular season play ball club. I bet you trade that for just to get you. Yeah, I know, we know. But we're back to owning you again. You guys are done. You're dead meat. Papa.
What's happening?
happening?
Pop,
And
we're just
shout
go ahead.
out to Jalen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jalen. You know, I feel his pain.
Yeah.
I feel it. I feel his pain.
Yeah.
I
How
feel
about the Rod? He's upset as well.
No, I feel all their pain. I do because it's hard.
The Big Show.
It's hard when you come from old school. You know, I'm old school too, so you know, obviously I understand
and
that
red and gold was
we
not
have
beatable.
won.
Yeah.
Red and gold is not beatable, and it had nothing to do. I know we talked about the last Super Bowl and you know how we quote unquote, you know, even Chill Pill said he basically alluded to that we paid for it because there was no salary cap. But you still got to go out and play those games.
Mm.
You still got to play those games. Sorry, you do. It's been a long time since we had that championship ring, and we are in unprecedented times. We are seeing a head coach who's barely over 500, okay, and he's in year 7, and he's in a quarterback. He's got a pseudo quarterback competition going on, right? And what's happening right now is that because Kyle doesn't really address things directly, which is his prerogative, leaves all of us to make assumptions about things. And one assumption that a caller made was that the key to the Super Bowl is Brock Purdy. So we are basically depending on Brock Purdy. But the reality is that our Super Bowl depends on our offensive coordinator trusting his players to make plays, and also trusting that he can adapt his scheme to defensive anomalies, okay, which he has so far proven not to be able to do. Number 2, the head coach must encourage the offensive coordinator to go away from the script when you see something that's hurting the opponent and squeeze where it hurts. In other words, Kyle, run the damn ball. If you ran the damn ball in the Super Bowl, you'd have a ring right now. You walked away from the run. You didn't give Debo a run in the second half, and he was killing them in the first half. You run the ball, okay? Patrick Mahomes can't throw the ball because he's on the bench, right? Number 3, Bosa. They don't call holding on Bosa. We are about to give a lot of money to a guy who could be neutralized by a scrubby offensive lineman with holding. That's what we're about to do. Think about that for a second. Okay?
You know what? On that, I really wish Shannahan would raise a little hell on that sideline about not getting those calls. Just bring it to the referee's attention. They're human. If they see him going nuts like that,
hold on.
They'll pay attention.
It's hard to raise hell on the sidelines, Rombo, when you're calling the game.
But do it anyway. Have somebody do it.
Dude, Shannahan is typically off in the corner by himself with his head down in that daggone playbook.
Yeah.
Or his call sheet. When I see him coach, he's the only person I see that does that in the league. Okay? And honestly, it hurts him because he doesn't see everything he needs to see, and he doesn't make those snap coaching judgments that a coach is watching the entire game can, because he can't watch the entire game. Okay? He can't do it. Okay? He's not his father. His father could do it. He couldn't do it. Okay? The head coach has got to coach the entire team, Rombo. He's got to lead these men. He's got to lead them. All of them. Okay? Just because you got a baseball hat on with the fat brim don't give you street cred. Sorry. I like the Carter too. But the reality is, you know, I'm not about to walk around with that hat thinking I'm all that, because I'm not. Okay? You know what else we depend on? CMC's got to be healthy the whole year. Well, that goes back to coach and offensive coordinator. Don't overutilize them. It's a long season, Rumbo. Okay? Between training camp and the playoffs, these players are going to be playing football for almost 30 weeks. That's over half a year, Rumbo. That's a lot of football. You got to take care of these players. Which goes back to the other thing that's a very important thing that's going to either sink us or propel us, is the O-line. Outside of Trent Williams, you know, no one on that offensive line has more than 2 years experience, except for Banks. So that's going to be key. So right now, we're expecting scheme to work over actual talent. Okay, I'm skeptical. The D-line, very, very important. But there's so much emphasis on the D-line that if we lose a key piece, goes back to health, that could cause problems, right? And, of course, we need a healthy quarterback that can run this scheme but can also stretch the field. I hate to say it, y'all. Someone said it all depends on Purdy. That list don't sound like Purdy. Because if it was Purdy, offensive line wouldn't be on his list. So you say, I need to protect my young quarterback. Because Shannahan don't care about the quarterback. He only cares about his team. So if you want to know why people are angry at Shannahan, this is why. Because fans now are way more informed. And what's happening is we're sick of all the media praising Shannahan, giving him, he's a genius this, he's a genius that. He's barely over 500. Okay, it pains me to say this, but Jimmy Johnson was a genius. Okay, because the years that Troy Aikman won the Super Bowl, Rambo, he never threw more than 21 touchdowns. In fact, once he threw 15 touchdowns. And his passer rating never went above 99, except for in the playoffs, where his passer rating was over 100. Because he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame right now, not because of his quarterback stats, but because he won Super Bowls. Because in the second season, which is the playoffs, Rambo, this man became a football god. Again, it pains me to say this, because as a diehard 49er fan from back in the day, now I'm a 49er supporter now. Yeah. I hate that, right? Now, over the years, I've grown to respect what they did, because a lot of what they're doing is what we're trying to do right now. We're trying to win with mediocre quarterback play during the season, strong run game. We get to the playoffs, then we're going to beat you however we need to beat you. That's what we're trying to get to. But I'm sorry. I don't care if your pass rating is over 100. That's not hard to do if you're throwing 90% short passes. That's 5-yard. Rambo, you can throw a 5-yard pass, can't you?
Yeah.
I know Trey Lance has trouble with that sometimes, but I know you can do it, Rambo.
I can do it.
I don't get out there and throw it to the flat.
I promise you.
Dan,
give me that spot. I will not do a Josh Johnson on you. I will not get scared.
Thank you.
That's all he got. Josh, damn it. Anyway.
Thank you. So, yeah, I totally understand and feel their pain, because the whole national media who's not here, or who openly criticizes the 49ers, talking about this, talking about that. We're talking national media. If you go to independent markets, like here in Nashville, we don't think Shanahan's a genius. And we don't think that Brock Purdy's any good. That's what we think in Nashville, because that's what we see. We know a dink and dunker when we see it. What we see is Jimmy Garoppolo with a little bit more escapability, which is good. That's better than the Jimmy we had.
Yeah.
Right? That's what we see in Nashville.
Yeah.
Now, who the hell are we? We're nobody. We just have an opinion. That's all. It's just an opinion, because we ain't about Jack ourselves. But the reality is, there's a lot of 49er fans here, Rambo.
It sounds like
fans.
Pop, again, Pop, always, your argument's always brilliant. But we're gonna have to stop. Pop, bring it back Friday.
We're gonna do it, Rambo, I believe you. And I believe the 49ers are going to do it, but it's going to be, trust me, it is going to be like the 85 Bears way. If we're going to win the Super Bowl, that's how it's going to be.
Beating the other team up.
That's how it's going to be.
Yeah. I have no problem. As long as we have 6, I can walk around bragging about, I followed one of the greatest teams in football history, baby. I mean, the Steelers, no. I mean the Patriots, no. I'm talking San Francisco 49ers, boy. You're like, I just can't wait to have that day.
That's right, and don't get it twisted and cherish it. But this is going to be a frustrating season.
It's going to have its ups and downs. We go through the season.
We need beat reporters like Lombardi. We need beat reporters like Grant Cohn, who give it to us straight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Anyone sitting there telling you that Purdy's having this great camp? I think the Kruger said he had an awesome first day.
Yeah.
What were you looking for? He overthrew a pass. That's all I needed to see. When on God's green earth have we said that about Joe Montana, Steve Young? For God's sakes, what's happened to this team?
It's practice, and that's why when JJ came out and made this statement, I said, you know what? People need to listen to JJ. People need to stop overreacting on every bad throw a quarterback makes in practice. What is that? That's why he's in there. Anyway, Pop, let me see you Friday, fam. All right.
All right.
There he goes. Got him.
Josh
Pop's all worked up. I love it. A lot of emotions spilling out tonight. Jalen, Pop, and oh my God. Pop, have a great night. Give my best to the clan, too. All right, fam. And oh my God. Well, it's a big show. I'm scared. Show.
The reason why we take practice seriously is because Jalen alluded to it earlier, that our coach takes practice very seriously, and he puts those on the field.
Hello?
What's that, Papa Dragon?
Papa Dragon. That's a good point. That's a good point, though, Show. You know, Shannahan takes practice more seriously than he does those preseason games, too. He's actually said
He's always
that.
had. Yeah. Why do you think Dante Pettis got the job when he didn't deserve to get the job?
Because he looked good in practice.
There you go. Bingo. But yeah,
I would have noticed Dante was soft in practice, so I can't imagine Dante was. Maybe Dante wasn't afraid in practice because he didn't think anybody was going to hurt him. Yeah, I bet that was the confusion there.
But the quarterbacks we currently have now are below average starters, and we need all to accept that.
The what position?
Don't fall for the. I said the quarterbacks we have currently now are all below average starters, and we all just need to accept that and hold our breath during the regular season and not fall for the Brock Purdy hype, because those were. I just
want to ask you a question on just that one point you made. Now, if I look around the league, name the quarterbacks that you consider above average and the elite. You can name them kind of quickly, can't you?
Oh yeah.
So that's why
Herbert's
there's not that many of those around that everybody can have one.
Yeah, but we had our opportunities to get them, and we blew it. And we don't have it right now currently. So I honestly believe that these quarterbacks are just placeholders. The quarterback that's coming in next season.
You still got Kirk riding up in here next year, don't you? Show, I'm telling you right now.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. Brombo, Kyle Shanahan is sick and tired of his quarterbacks getting injured year in and year out. You think Trey Lance had a short leash? Brock Purdy's leash is going to be even shorter this season.
It's frightening.
And Kirk does not get hurt. He does not. No matter what offensive line.
Kirk does.
No matter what offensive line is in front of him.
Yeah.
So people keep asking why. People also keep asking why Trey Lance is getting the same amount of reps as our fourth string quarterback. It's because they're phasing him out. I mean, what else is there to say?
Yeah, it does appear that way, actually. You know, because that's pretty much disrespectful. If you're not at least going to share the first team reps.
They flat out don't believe in him anymore, Rombo. They don't. You're giving Brandon Allen, a fourth-string quarterback, the same amount of reps as the second-string quarterback in Sam Darnold and the current third-string quarterback in Trey Lance, who was the third overall pick 2 years ago.
Did you read that report yesterday? And there was at one point.
I read that article from Mike Silver.
Yeah, Trey didn't know when he was going to get a rep. I said, really? You guys should still be prioritizing those guys.
Rumbo, that's bullshit.
They should, if Trey's in camp, he's number 2. I make sure he gets a volume of
that's
shots.
Not true.
He should. Well, I mean, I don't know what he is. I think you're right. I think they're not looking at him with not the same respect they did 2 years ago.
It's the guy that should be started. Period.
Well,
excuse me, guy. I don't mean to cut you off, but the bottom line is this. Let me just say this, and I will promise you I'll let it go, and I'll leave. Trey Lance got injured, and injured quarterbacks are not supposed to be taken off the map for the bottom line that they got injured. Right or wrong?
Well, yeah. That's usually the case.
You really.
Trey Lance got injured just like Brock Purdy got injured, right?
And Jimmy Garoppolo got injured.
So the bottom line is right here. I believe
bottom line, and I promise you, Rumble, I'll make this quick.
Yeah, hurry, because you're out of time already. Go ahead.
Okay. I believe that Trey Lance got injured, and when he got injured, they cut him off, just like Brock Purdy got injured and got cut off. Brock Purdy came back because the doctors pretty much cleared him.
All right.
But if you guys have been paying attention,
we got to keep moving because you made that point over and over. Let me see you Friday,
okay.
fam. All right, appreciate you. I got it. We got it. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to talk to the coaches and ask them what exactly are the things that you look for and what takes people off your list. That is what I'm confused about too. So
when have you? How else is there to explain it? I mean, what are the teams? This is how you phase out players, by giving them less snaps and OTAs and training camp and practice. I mean, when have you heard this before? The number 3 overall pick 2 years ago, and now he's getting less practice reps and less snaps and training camp in year 3.
Look at Zach Wilson from last year. That's the only other case I've ever heard of. Yeah.
That sounds to me like he's on his way out. You know?
But to show that there's nothing, you can't get anything for Trey right now because he hasn't established anything. If you want to make a deal and get a pick,
if a team offers them a 5th or 4th round pick, I think they take it. They can't take anything less.
Would you offer 4th or 5th? Would you offer 4th or 5th round pick? Fam, please don't do this, fam. Let Joe have the rest of this, okay? Would you give a 4th or 5th round pick though for trades? I mean, think about that for a minute.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's no other. You can't go higher than that because the kid has hardly seen any playing time.
Exactly. And excuse me, Rumbo. No disrespect. I'll say this and I'll go. I promise.
Rod, you said that last time. Rod, please, Rod, make this the last time. Okay, go ahead. Because you're taking other people's time.
All I'm saying is this, bro. Bottom line is this right here.
Hurry.
Trey Lance has pretty much proven that he has improved his skills. As far as Brock Purdy goes, Brock Purdy never really showed that he has the ability to take over the team in situations that, as people would say, shows that he has.
All right, Rod.
The word.
Rod, you made that point earlier. Rod, please, Rod, let me see you Friday, and we'll let you get started all over again. All right, Rod, because production's gonna hang you up. Okay, show. Go ahead, take another minute because Rod took most of your time. Go ahead.
Yeah, shout out to Rod. Yeah, but like this is it just feels that way. It never felt like that before, but it just feels that way. I've been listening to 95% of the game the past 2 weeks, and they pretty much all agree that the writing is on the wall that he's on the way out with the actions of Kyle Shanahan by giving him less reps and not giving him any more chances in OTs and practice and training camp. I mean, they're just floored and flabbergasted, and they just can't believe like the actions that are being taken by our head coach and pretty much shutting Trey out.
Exactly. So, and you know what? There's an urgency now. The 49ers would have taken any quarterback that Brock Purdy would have even looked like Brock Purdy or did what he did. Now, there's a confidence built up within the organization with him as a problem. Now, you already did what you did with Trey, and now they're going to focus on Brock for the reason that last year they think that was an unfinished thing. And you wonder, because you can't. There's guys on the unit right now. Their time is up within the next 2 years. So now,
quite honestly, I think
desperation.
I think Brock rushed himself back because he saw Sam Darnold raining down his neck and how well he was doing in practice and OTAs and training camps and
maybe
this year. And
but also, I think coaches, Lynch, Shannahan were bringing flowers to his room every day while he was healing up. They really think he is the Messiah. I'm convinced of that.
I've heard Lynch if you heard Lynch about Sam Darnold, what he said about him in 2018, I told you that they were scouting him in 2018.
No, I know. I remember
Lynch said that we looked at quarterbacks in 2018, and Sam, we loved what Sam put on film.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we couldn't get him that year, and they tried to get him in 2021.
I remember that.
And trade for him, but like it's the competition is between Sam and Brock, I believe, for number one.
Well,
because
it's going to become crystal clear.
I honestly think Brock Purdy's arm is at least 70% right now. I mean, you've seen this is day 6 now. He's not knocking off rust. Yeah. You knock off rust day 1, 2, and 3. This is day 6 now.
Okay, that wasn't Rod.
No.
Okay, Rod, my apologies then. All right, the production thought you was coming in for that line. Show, we gotta stop.
Yeah,
Rod, my bad. All right.
Shout out to everyone. Y'all take care. Have a great night. See you Friday.
All right, show you too. All right. That was Papa Dragon. He never repeats himself that many times though. Okay. Ellis. Rod Simmons too. Ellis. It's all love, fam. We got to take turns, otherwise nobody else can get to talk. Ellis. Ellis might be. Let's go back to Ellis. He might be tied up. Yeah, this quarterback situation. I really, it's every year we got to go through this in some form. Hey, Tony.
Jesus.
You know, right? It's the same song and dance. It's just terrible.
Well, I mean, it's got to be looked at one way or another, Rombo. And it's only a matter of time until we know who's right and who's wrong. But the point is that, remember, these guys called the Bartolo's mob a lemonade stand. Remember that?
Yeah, that was just a few weeks ago.
Okay, so how are you going to call the Bartolo's mob a lemonade stand when they're responsible for every single trophy in the cabinet that you walk past in that hallway or wherever it is?
Is lined with stars.
Wouldn't you feel like an idiot after you made that statement?
I really want to ask him, what did he mean by that? Could he admit what we think? I don't know.
So I mean, a lot of people criticize, a lot. I mean, we'll say, like look at Phil, for example. Right? I'm not picking on Phil or anything like that. I'm just taking what he said and analysing it. Right? Phil said yesterday or the other day that 90% of a quarter, Steve Young or whoever it was that he quoted, said 90% is decision making.
Oh yeah,
correct.
And that goes. You don't even know what you're doing to come up with that. That's absolutely true.
Well, let's take that. Let's start from there. We know what happens with Brock
Hey,
Purdy.
Rambo, real quick. Hey, Tony, guys, I'm sorry. That was not me interrupting.
Wow, who is that?
I don't do that shit.
Okay.
It's not me.
Done.
I'm out.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
All right. My bad. I don't know who it was.
The
I
real
really
Mighty
don't.
Papa signing off.
All right.
I didn't say he was interrupting.
No, it was earlier when Big Show was talking. All right.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Yeah. So 90% is decision making. We all know what happens with Kyle, Rombo. I mean, do people sleep under a rock at night? Okay, Purdy showed what he had to show. He had a great 8 games. Same with Jimmy G. Right? He'd done the same thing when he first came on the scene. And then Kyle put the brakes on him. Did you hear what Jimmy said over there at the Raiders?
What did he say?
A breath of fresh air. He goes that play caller and quarterback can sit down and talk about the plays.
I knew that. After that first year when Jimmy all of a sudden was different, Jimmy coming in that first year after the first season, after that 5-game stretch, I said, Jimmy's trying to learn Kyle's playbook. It's going to be rough. That's not Jimmy.
Okay, so
I agree.
So we blame the quarterbacks in one way, when in another way it's not really their fault. It's either you're a yes man or you ride the bench.
Right?
Take a pick. Everyone wants to get paid.
And you're considered a bad ball. You're a bad quarterback if you can't be coached. You don't want to be called uncoachable.
And for the sake of money, people will do anything these days, mate. They'll even sell their own mother.
Especially for millions like that.
But, you know, I mean, on the other hand, what's Kyle Shanahan without Chris Kasurik and Bobby Turner?
You know,
look at it from that perspective too. Because the defense has been carrying us all these years. Right? The defense gets us to the big dance, and Kyle Shanahan shits himself in exactly the same way he did at Atlanta, and he's done it. And there's people here that know football, right? That think to themselves, we should have had 2 by now.
Oh, yeah. But you know something, Tony? The Atlanta team was already built, which makes that even more sinful. That team, him and John had to build this team. It took a while because they refused to go the money route, and they built it up out of the draft, right? So I'm thinking, okay, you win this, you can't win this way, you can't win that way. That's kind of – and then we have the most freakish accents, and I know – that everybody still blames Kyle, but I'm saying, when's the last time a quarterback got his arm broken in an NFCCG? I don't understand how these freakish accidents keep happening like that. Your 49ers got a 10-point lead in the Super Bowl. They hadn't given up 10 points in that.
What do you mean you don't understand?
It's just crazy. I mean, I understood what I was watching.
You
don't
understand, bro?
Oh,
yeah, you've seen who called that play? Was it God?
Yeah, can't say that. May consider himself a god.
Kyle Shanahan called that play to block that dude with a tight end, and the quarterback got injured. Trey Lance, he ran him like a running back, and he got injured. Right? It's Kyle that's calling the plays, brother. Right? And now Trey I thought you can't lose your job to injury. I thought that was the saying.
That used to be
you can't lose your job to injury. Right? But now this guy will go with anybody that he sees that he thinks that will win him games. He doesn't give a shit. Like, who was it, Big Show or Papa Dre? He'll throw Purdy under the bus just as quick as he loved him.
Yeah, that's true. But you remember Tom Brady
took with this guy and go with that guy.
You remember Tom Brady took Drew Bledsoe's job. Also, Colin Kaepernick took Alex Smith out of the picture when they got injured. This happened. But
I want you to look at something, Rombo. A-Rod and Brady would never come to the 49ers as long as Kyle Shanahan is the coach.
Oh, that's true.
Because those two people are not going to be told what to do like little kindergarten kids.
Especially right? Kyle's younger than Brady, too.
There with the Jets because Salah is a cerebral guy, and he can have a conversation with A-Rod. The both of them can sit down over a scotch or a cup of coffee or whatever and have a chit-chat and talk about things and discuss them. You can't do that with Kyle. No. It's his way or the highway.
And that's why Jimmy Winnett, they had no relationship. Yep.
Yeah. And anyone that thinks Kirk Cousins is going to come here, how about you ask Kirk Cousins first, does he want to come here? All right? That's the $1 million question.
But wait, Kirk might, because he knows Kyle. Kyle raised him, but Kyle didn't raise Tom. And that's a good question. But you know what? Tom did talk with him, and he heard all he needed to hear, and that was it. And and Aaron Rodgers, remember the situation with Aaron and Kyle's off spring over there in Green Bay? They were at each other's throat for that first few months. I'm freaking Aaron Rodgers. I'm not doing this. I'll do it my way. And that didn't work. So, you're right.
It's not, and I'm not a believer of doing it a quarterback's way. I'm a believer of Kyle sitting down with the quarterback. Just drop
come to an agreement on some things. Talk about it. Yeah.
All right? And talk together and say, maybe you're not the be-all and end-all ants pants of human beings. Maybe the quarterback will come up with something and you might turn around and say, oh, shit, that's a good idea. Right. If that play breaks down, we'll go to here. That's
Coach.
a good idea.
Trust me.
That's
Coach,
how you
just
win
let me
Super
do that
Bowl,
on occasion.
AKA bloody fat boy over there at KC and Kermit the Frog.
Yeah,
right?
Andy Reid, yeah.
Andy Reid and
Kurt's pretty much.
And you can't tell me.
I mean, yeah,
that
anyway,
quarterbacks don't make a difference when you're playing Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl.
And he knows to stay out of.
You're going to be shitting your undies one way or another. Right?
And he knows to stay out of Patrick's way now. Don't go too far with it. Just don't overcoach. Just let him have it. Rod, Tony, let me see you Friday. We're running all of our conversations over, so we're going to be 3 o'clock in the morning. So, but Tony, good stuff. You made excellent points as usual too. So let me see you Friday, okay?
Shout out to Papa Dragon, Big Show, Ellis, and the rest of the crew, and see you in the next chapter, brother. And
looking forward
Rudy,
to it,
get a life, will you?
He's so miserable. That's the only thing he can do
new.
is sit around
You
talking
get
trash.
hammered every time you open his mouth.
Oh, God. Just they embraced their second trophy of all time, and now they want to bother everybody about it. I don't understand. Guys, you're embarrassing yourself. That's pathetic. Be humble until you get at least 3. No. Well, you guys, you're not the best team in California any longer. And by the way, we're your big brothers. Oh, my God. Jesus, stop. Okay.
What's all that talk about attendance and shit? That's why I said to him on Twitter, you had more coppers there than you had bloody fans at the bloody Super Bowl rally.
He really believes that it's all about pure Ram audiences. All right. Tony, we got to go. Production's looking at me like they're going to kill me. Let me see you on Friday, okay? Rudy can make you mad, boy. All right. Night, Tony. Good day, Tony.
Cheers, man.
But anyways, Rudy believes they beat us in fan attendance. Why? Because pure Ram crowds. How much percentage of that fan account did the 49ers account for? Rudy ignores it. No, well, we outdraw you guys in attendance. Rudy, good Lord. But 5-1-2 in Texas,
Rams
come on in.
Get to win 6.5 games anyway.
You
so,
know
how that goes.
I mean, how many? They beat us by 1,500. How many 49er fans were in the stadium for 2 games? My God, that's just not unless Raider fans draw more fans than okay. Let's talk about the 49ers. Fam, Rudy's just he's annoying. Go ahead, Ellis.
No, it's all good. Shout out, Tony. And was that the other fella earlier? Was that another Tony?
How early did we talk? Before you had Papa Dragon.
It was about 6 calls ago or something like that. He threw me in there. He shouted me out. So I just want to shout that man out.
Yeah, I
forgot.
I can't remember how many Tonys. You're this. We only had 2 Tonys. No.
We got 2.
That was the first
that
Tony
I know of with it.
Of tonight. Somebody else may have shouted you out. Oh, I do remember shouting. It wasn't another Tony though. I do remember somebody shouting you out.
Yeah.
But Evan,
well, shout out him, man. When you call back in next time, man, I don't know, say your name again so I can shout him out, put him in the fan list. You know what I mean?
All right. You got lots. You got a lot of supporters, man. Because you keep it real 100 all the time. Anyway.
Yes, sir. Shout out to them, man. Shout out to them as well. You know what I'm saying? It's a family thing.
Also, we're looking at the same thing. Looks at Javon's making strides consistently now. Your kicker, can we stop worrying about Jake Moody now? You know what? I'm with you right there. But I'm just thinking, he's shown so far, and he's been trained by the right people, and Robbie was training him for a while. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, he's learning on the hop. He's learning on the job. The environments, the weather. Kicking against the wind, kicking with the wind. Just the different environments, the different pressure situations. Those are all going to be the things that show us whether or not when it goes through the upright. That's when we know. But as far as in training camp, he's making a majority of his kicks, and that's good. That's what we need.
Too.
Need him to build up that confidence and that comfort. You know, but it's a totally different environment once that game turns on. And
damn right.
Like I said, man, everybody's, you know, nobody. Robbie Gold is the only one who has the invisible headphones in, where he can block out the noise and turn his music up all the way, whatever he's got playing in his head, you know, or in his ears, to block out all of that, the noise and the distractions and stuff like that in some of the most heated moments. So, but I'm glad. I am glad to hear though that he's, you know, he's
coming along.
You know,
coming along.
Yeah.
We need Mitch Wisnowski to come in and hold the ball, though. They got to get that together before too late. Mitch is still out, too. How serious is that injury? It's a back injury, though. What is a kicker with a back injury? Flexibility has been reduced when that happens.
I think he was working out or something like that. Is that what they said?
Yeah, he was lifting. And you know how strong Mitch is. He's probably under some weight he didn't need to be under.
Yeah, doing too damn much. Are they trying to max out for no reason? Yeah, that's why maxing out is stupid.
It is. And I don't know how many trainers have told people repetition with a lighter weight will get you better results. Okay. Mitch, get a trainer.
So what, Zane? So what, Zane is holding the ball right now? Field goals?
I guess. Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you know what? Let's get a quarterback over there. In the meantime, I think one of the second stringers or third stringers, not Trey though. Brandon Allen's going to be on the team, or even Sam hold the ball. You know.
Yeah, let Brandon Allen hold the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, let him hold the ball. But anyway, man, you know, I'm I'm a little disgusted with some of the calls that we've had this evening.
Go ahead.
It never ceases to amaze me, even when you get really positive reports about you know players like Trey, that it gets undermined or it gets downplayed or not even acknowledged. The fact that he's progressing, he's throwing some of the better passes in camp. He's getting the ball out on time. Brock's got a hella sacks on him because he's holding the ball too damn long. And this isn't a thing to where I want to take away from him personally. My thing is nobody highlighting any of the shit that's going on with the other quarterbacks.
Guys,
he's on a call right now. You're gonna have to leave a message. He's on a call right now.
Rod, we know that's you. Rod, calm down, please, fam. Please, Rod. I'm begging you.
Rod.
Yeah, that's Rod.
He faded. Yeah.
Yeah, Rod's on the juice.
Yeah,
Rod, we'll see you Friday. Rod, please, fam. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, he faded. No, and I don't know, man. It's just it's pretty it's disappointing to hear, all of the
negativity,
all of the disrespect and the downplay of Trey, and as well as he's doing.
Ellis?
My bad. Yeah, so I'm just tired of hearing that shit, though. It's not right. And I got a problem with the stuff that's going on with Kyle. We all want to, see Kyle, really close out and make those critical, coaching decisions in those moments and stuff like that, and come out on top, so we can get that victory and we can, stop worrying, because we're too good to not have that. But when you're talking, you're just, throwing shit all over the place like Jalen was doing earlier, talking about Trey and saying that all these people does he have a better arm than some of the top 10 quarterbacks? Does he have a top 10 arm? Who gives a shit about him having? He's better than Zach Wilson. That's for damn sure. Trevor Lawrence might be the best out of all of them, but he's a better all-around player than Mac Jones. I don't give a shit. Mac Jones, he's a dink and dunker. Justin Fields runs all the damn time. He doesn't, he can make magic. He can make things happen. I'm not taking it away from him in that aspect. When it comes to all-around QBs, if you give them the same amount of reps, all of those quarterbacks, Trey is neck and neck with Trevor Lawrence. If he got the 30-something games that he started, that everyone else has started, if he got those starts, then you could put them neck and neck. He might even surpass Trevor Lawrence. And even with the what he's been doing right now in camp, considering the adjustments and how, he's worked on his game and gotten better, at least he's taken that criticism and gotten better. Zach Wilson's been shit in the bed for 2 seasons. And Mac Jones had 1 good season, and he was choking, it looked like, all last year. They had Bailey Zappi putting his ass on the bench.
True.
Trevor Lawrence is in a blessed position because there's nobody that's better than him on the team. So he's going to take all the snaps. They're not going to take him out. And the same with Justin Fields. But why are we comparing Trey Lance to the top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL? That's not even fucking logical. All those guys that you're trying to mirror him or match him up with have been in the league how many more years than him? It's not even you can't get, that's like, it's like Michael Jordan versus Muggsy Bogues. It's incomparable. It's not a match. Make fucking sense, can it?
Nah,
he got his little. He cool. Listen. He comes in and he's cool every once in a while. But all this shit and this trade trashing, this shit is whack, dude. Trey is not getting fucking traded. Get over it.
No, that's not gonna happen. Fam,
Get over it. He's not going anywhere.
We need to pull up and hopefully he progresses. I mean, we need him to get better. But Ellis, we gotta go. I'll tell you what, I'll be looking for you Friday, and hopefully Trey has a couple of more good workouts, and we can put some of this to quiet.
Bullshit. Y'all gotta snap out of it. You better start showing some respect to that young man. He's out there balling. He's had 3 great days out of how many days have we had? Brock had 1 good day, half a decent day. Sam had 1 good day, and everything else, everybody else has been. Ain't nobody fucking with Trey. It's him and Brock. So wake your ass up.
Well
or go to bed. Choose one.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
Ellis,
y'all know what it is, man.
Let me see you Friday, Ellis.
Shout out to the faithful, man. Hit the like and subscribe. Know where you know where you at. Wipe your feet.
Thanks, Ellis.
Rudy, you guys are projected to win 6.5 games this year, so you can go ahead and go get a gallon of tequila and do yourself in with that.
You know
what I'm saying? Y'all know what it is.
I don't know how shout out to the squad too. Shout out to the Rams fans. Man, y'all are some strange people. They're worse than hogs. All right, Ellis. I'll see you Friday. God. 5-12. Worst Super Bowl defense in NFL history. And they're still talking. And we had a lot of injuries, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. It is what it is. You have now established the worst Super Bowl defense in history. Accept it. And leave the 49er fans alone. You have no case. Hey, 512 Texas.
Can you hear me, Rambo?
Yes. And who is this?
This is Snoop, man. Snoop Jones. Everybody talking about the quarterback situation. It's got me a little upset because if y'all not watching the writings on the wall, who was practicing with the ones? That's Brock Purdy. So that should be given. He's the starter. So should nobody be questioning that? Sam Darnold, in my opinion, is outplaying Trey Lance. It's not Trey Lance hate. I don't have nothing against none of these quarterbacks. I'm just going by what I'm seeing and the reports. The reports are Sam Darnold is doing better than Trey Lance right now. And so, in my opinion, it seems to me, because he's getting more snaps, that he might be the number 2. And Trey Lance might be the 3 just because, he is a draft pick. I don't see the 4th quarterback actually making it. But our team is ready, and I don't know why they hate on Brock like that, because we were injury away from a Super Bowl. Y'all making all these assumptions about Kyle Shanahan and talking down on this man like he made bad decisions. Yes, he has in the past, but last year was due to injury. It had nothing to do with the gameplay. The gameplay, we didn't lose a game with Brock Purdy. His only loss was because of an injury. So all the hate that's towards Brock Purdy, the man only lost the game because of an injury. Have you ever heard of any other quarterback winning every game outside of an injury? Like, stop hating on this man. This man did something historical with us, And you need to just ride the gravy train. They know what they're doing with this kid.
I do agree.
They pick Nick Bosa. They pick Pack. Every pick they get every year. There's a gem they find in these draft picks every year. Now we're starting to get 2-3 gems every draft pick. We're getting better at the draft.
You know,
my fault.
No, but you make a good point about there's no need to hate Brock Purdy because you love Trey Lance. This is something that's been going on with us for a long time. We don't need to pit them against each other. It's not their fault. They're out there. Both of them, all of them are doing the best they can because they want to achieve the excellence the coaches are asking for. But to get hostile about one to the other, although, what is your name again, fam? Snoop. I don't know that, that sometimes Trey does get a lot of disrespect, and it wasn't all his fault that he got. Well, it's never a player's fault for getting hurt. But I don't know if we surpass final judgment on him over the sample size we've had so far. It's like what was just pointed out. If he'd been out there a little longer, we might, pretty sure I'd see a different Trey Lance. But at the same time, there's no need to call Brock Purdy a slouch just because he's been chosen as the leading quarterback. I don't know that that's – and Sam Darnold – I don't know what to think about Sam Darnold because I'm hearing the reports you're hearing. I'm seeing the reports, and you're right. It seems like up until today, actually, that Sam Darnold was actually some writers are saying that he might be better than Brock. But well, you know what? This is something that's got to play out. I don't know. We'll find out. But
yeah. Well, like I said, I don't have nothing against none of them. I do believe Brock is going to be the man. I do see, like I say, Sam Darnold seems to be getting the reps. And, Trey Lance, all I keep hearing is something. He has a problem with completing these short passes that he keeps. I don't know what it is about that short pass game that he, has to stay after practice to try to figure that part out. But outside of that, that's the only bad report I'm actually hearing is the short passes with Trey Lance that he
explained that, and that's why he said, and this is from Trey's mouth, he says, the hardest thing I've had to overcome was George Kittle. I can't, that route, it has to be timed a certain way, and I'm working on that. He does know that he's trying to figure out Kyle's famous slant plays where George Kittle zips across the line of scrimmage a few yards out. Trey's got to put that ball out there in front of him before he gets there. Kyle, also Colin Kaepernick had a hard time with that too. Some quarterbacks, it's a timing thing that's just hard to achieve. They need time to see and project a little bit more. Other quarterbacks, it's about a reflex and a judgment call you got to make. You got to find a way to get that to do because that's Shanahan's offense. That is going to be something Trey's going to have to get better at.
Yeah. Well, outside of that, man, I think we Super Bowl bound. Like, I bet on my team the year they did actually make it to the bowl. That's the actual 1 year I bet on them, which sucks because we didn't get to win it. But I put 50 on it, could have won 1,500 off that little silly bet.
God, because the odds,
man,
right?
it hurt. Yeah, that hurt, man. I was excited the whole year. Like, man, I can't believe this bet about to come through.
You put that money up early on.
Yeah, you got to do it before the season. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's what I'm going to end up probably doing this season. I'm going to do the same thing because I really feel this is our season. We got every position is damn near a top 5 position. There's not one position we don't have a top 5 player in that position. Like, this is it. And even the quarterback, even though people don't want to give Brock his card, I got a feeling that man is who we needed. That is our savior.
Well, he's getting a chance to prove that this year. But you know what? You just made a point that
I hope so.
You got to put $10 on every unlikely team in the league every year as soon as they open the door for that bet. You know what I mean? You got to bet on Texas, Jacksonville. Who else is it? The Washington team. I mean, there's all kind of teams. If you could just put $100, so $10 bets, you could actually hit the bingo. You got to hit the bingo sooner or later on that.
Yeah, the odds are pretty good.
Casey, I know Casey does that. Anyway, what else?
Hey,
man?
but I do got one question, and I'll let you go. As far as the draft picks this year, because like I said, I know we always find a gem, and I haven't been clued in this year as to who we got and what's been going on in the practice, is there any gem that you think we found in the draft this year?
That he's undrafted. That kid from Texas, that cornerback, they're quietly saying good things about him. I got a couple of that running back, LeBourne. Watch out for him, and also those linebackers we got. Both of them, they look awfully good already. And look who they get to run behind. That's why we get those linebackers. They come in and they're trailing premier running linebackers, so they learn a lot. That's how you keep that machine rolling. When's the last time we had a bad set of linebackers? Man.
No, we've always had linebackers. It's like a fraternity of linebackers when they come to us.
People's comparing Fred in his second season to Willis and Bowman. Oh my God! Whoa! That's now look at Fred, Pro Bowl all day. Look at Drake Greenlaw. Should have been Pro Bowl last year. It's what we do.
I don't know why he's not getting this respect. He had way more tackles.
He's actually scary. He's more vicious than Fred, actually. We'll see this year. They'll give it to him. They can't hold him down too long. He's got to stay on the field.
Yeah.
Snoop, great to hear from you, fam. We'll see you Friday. Hope you got some time.
Okay.
All right, Snoop. Night, fam.
You have a good night.
You too. Thanks. And the Big Show says if you're a player who's drafted high and don't hit the ground running on day one, and you're in year 3 and competing for quarterback 2, you have the right to be criticized. This is a cutthroat business. Yeah, as hardcore as that sounds, I'm trying to think of, especially the quarterback position. You look at the guys down through the years that came in. I mean, the list is as long as your arm and longer. I mean, wow, that really is. Hey, Tony, this is a good. Tony, come on in.
Rambo, good evening. How you doing?
Tony, doing all right, man. It's that time of year when the emotions are starting to run high. But Tony, you're that guy with that kind of knowledge. You think about Baker Mayfield. The Browns have had 2 quarterbacks. The one that's over in Pittsburgh right now. You look at Zach Wilson. The number of quarterbacks drafted in the first round. If I'm a quarterback, I'm not even sure if I want to be drafted in the first round. That is a graveyard for bad quarterbacks. And maybe 2 or 3 in the last few years have turned out to be okay. But the most part, the quarterback in the first round is the scariest thing.
I like Kenny Pickett, went to the Steelers, though. I like him. He was the only first quarterback taken last year, and then the second quarterback taken last year went in the 3rd round, and that was our guy, Desmond Ridder.
Yeah, but you say in the 3rd round? It's amazing how some of your best quarterbacks come out of the first round.
Yeah, Hall of Fame quarterback Dan Fouts was in the 3rd round. The great Joe Montana was in the 3rd round.
Not a first-round pick. Yeah.
Yep, Russell Wilson was in the 3rd round.
Nope. Tom Brady, the greatest, some argue the all-time. That was far away from the first round.
6th round.
So,
you just never
you just
never know.
And the pressure that a first rounder is under, he comes in, first of all, he's going to come to a very bad team. Why? Because that first-round team picking had that first-round draft pick. They didn't have to trade up or anything else. They take you. Now, you look at it's a trap.
You got to build around him. You got to build the team around him. They want him to be the savior and all that stuff,
Who was that Elway who didn't want to play? Which quarterback that refused to go to the team that they drafted him to? He made history.
And it was funny. I was making Jim Irsay jokes when you first opened up. It was Robert Irsay, Jim's dad. Elway refused to go to the Baltimore Colts. He said, please don't draft me. If you draft me, I'm going to go play baseball. He drafted
and Elway was a baseball player, too.
Yeah. And he was going to go play for the Yankees, go to their farm club, and then that's when Denver made the deal after the draft.
See that?
I don't like the way Jim Irsay is doing Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is one of my favorite players. How do you treat the face of the franchise like that?
I've been carrying that. Running backs all over the league. We talked about this a little bit the other day. What is with the huge disrespect for running backs and you just don't want to pay them?
then trade him then. Don't lie and say he has a back injury. It's the reason why you put him on the pup list. Charlton Taylor say he's. I'm sure the Buffalo Bills would like to trade for him.
But then, the running back from the Steelers, what was his name? The really good one they sat out? What?
Najee Harris.
No. This is years ago. One of the best running backs.
Oh, Le'Veon Bell.
Le'Veon. You heard what Le'Veon said just last week or so. I'm sorry that I did what I did. I wondered.
Yeah.
Does he mean that?
His career.
Yeah, it did. It did end his career, actually. And he got mad when he went to play with the Chiefs.
The Jets.
Well, no, the Chiefs pissed him off, too. He said what he said. He left the Chiefs almost immediately, right? And
yep.
Because, you can't get the respect that you had when you were in Pittsburgh. He was a god. I used to watch Le'Veon and say, ooh, that boy's got – look at him. He waits. It looks like he waits for 5
sometimes
minutes.
grass is not as green on the other side as you think it is. That happens in a lot of cases.
Yeah. And when you think your poop don't stink anymore, and that I can go any number of places to play, unless you're Deion Sanders, who got away with that year after year after year, you're not going to get away with that. So
I think Jonathan Taylor's going to be fine wherever he goes, so I hope he goes to a good team. As long as it ain't the Cowboys, I don't want him going there.
No, nobody does. The Patriots, tell me, is Bill Belichick, listen, you know how we're talking about Kyle Shanahan right now. Belichick's another one. Belichick is making some very questionable choices last 2-3 years. If he just didn't, he should have got D-Hop. I don't know, whatever it took. D-Hop wanted to play with him, but he's got D-Hop's enemy over there running the offense. I knew that wasn't going to happen.
And Diop signed with Tennessee for the money, for that $13 million a year. I think it was all about the money there. But I still, again, say my dark horse, don't be surprised if Kansas City trades their top 2 backs plus a first-round pick with Jonathan Taylor. I wouldn't be surprised.
Please, God, no. How old is Jonathan Taylor?
24, 25.
Ooh.
Yep, same age as Marvin Davison.
Damn. You're right. Because KC, they're not like the Rams. They won't give up the ship and get 6 or 7 players, but they will get 1 or 2 whenever they see the opportunity to do so.
Because KC, like they drafted those 3 corners and a safety on defense, except for they signed Charles Omenihu. That didn't cost them a lot. Most of their defensive players are first, second, third year players. They went through the draft. But offensive players are the ones that's making all the money. KC.
Yeah, because KC's defense is questionable sometimes. Not questionable, but they're a little less potent than.
Yep.
Because the offense is going to be on the field all day. That works sometimes. It really does. It doesn't work for the Buffalo Bills, though. To some degree, the Bengals. See, Tony, here's the argument. You can address this. People say you're not going to win anything without a high-caliber quarterback. Well, you see, the thing is, you're not going to win much unless you're the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is the only person I've seen that can get away with a half-assed defense and still get away. Everybody else better have a defense.
Yeah. Well, Rambo, it seems like your chat again, just like your last one, your quarterback position.
Yeah.
Is it true that Sam Darnold's taking good strides?
I don't know. I can't wait to see a preseason game or something, because the writers can be biased at times. I don't know. Tony, I don't know, because Darnold just got there. I don't know how he's looking better than Trey. Brock Purdy is underrated by a lot of people, including some of us in the Niner Empire. Mm-hmm. He's not getting enough credit. You don't have to take away from what he does to give credit to Trey. Trey will be fine. And he's learning. He's growing. But there's no need to take away from Brock Purdy's doing. So I wouldn't take away from him. I'm not going to take away from either one of them. As far as I'm concerned, I'm through with quarterback controversies. I just want to win. Whichever the best man is for the job, do it. That's all I ask.
And Rambo, I saw on the that Seattle chat. Is there such, you know anything? You're an NFC West guy. Any such thing as the curse of Marshawn Lynch?
First I've heard of this.
That's what he said.
Did they?
That's what he said.
See, this is
the curse of Marshawn Lynch.
It's
Remember Chris Carson? They had him a few years ago. Chris Carson.
Yes.
He got 1,000 yards. Then the next year he got hurt.
God,
Rashard Penny. Ever since they drafted him, he got hurt. And now, like I ended your chat last week, your last chat on Sunday, Kenny Walker, their second round pick last year, 1,000-yard guy,
hurt.
He's got hurt his groin, and their second round pick, Zach Charbonnet of this year, got a shoulder problem.
See,
so their two backs are hurt.
Well, there is a curse. You see, that's why when people talk about us getting hurt, so I say, I've been looking at the Hawks. Somebody gets maimed and crippled in that running back room every year. So, but Pete wants to just run the ball. That's his philosophy, Tony. Run the ball, play defense, which is why him and Russell Wilson had issues.
You know with their last pick, their seventh round pick, they drafted Kenny McIntyre from Georgia, don't you? 6'2", 210. So they got another back.
Yeah. It's and their running backs usually, Carson used to freak me out. He used to scare me. He never went down on the first tackle, and it was brutalizing. He'd come through there, he was like a tank. And the guys were falling off his thighs, and he wasn't even putting moves on them. He was just running. They covered the ball, he's just running, and they just falling off him. The hell? He's shedding defensive linemen. So he scared me.
Yeah, he was a nice back. Yeah, the guy said ever since Marshawn Lynch left, there's the curse of Marshawn Lynch. And that was the first I heard of it. That's why I wanted to ask you about it.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard of that. But it makes sense. Because, like, you just went through a list of running backs that are out of the game. Except for what's his name? What's the one that went to?
Coming out of college. UCLA, he just got drafted. He got a shoulder problem already?
Tony, what kind of practices do they conduct in Atlanta? You know what? Lynch and Shannahan call it building a callus. Well, sometimes it get a little insane out there. You don't need. Yeah. I need to. Guys, let's. You can drag him down, but let's not put any authority in it. He's on your team.
Yeah. You were talking to one of your other callers earlier. You were talking about Kyle Shanahan and by way of the highway. And yeah. Remember 2015, not 2016, the year that Carolina went to the Super Bowl the year before? Shanahan and Matt Ryan got into it, remember? The 8 season.
Yeah.
They had to sit down, have a peace treaty over some beers and all that before the 2016 season.
I knew. I can't. People think, and poor Jimmy got blamed to death. I said, you know what? Kyle's got a chokehold on Jimmy to the point where he can't go out there and express himself at all. And that's why you're seeing the things you're seeing. That's not the Garoppolo we saw come to us. But he's trying his best to stay within the plan and the program. Matt Ryan was a veteran when Kyle came over there, unlike Jimmy, who was just coming out of New England. And that's why if anybody thinks, and somebody mentioned earlier, if you think Tom Brady was going to come in here and listen to Kyle, if you think Aaron Rodgers is coming here and just kowtow to everything Kyle says, that was never going to happen.
And then him and Matt Ryan had that tug of war Kyle's first year in 2015.
I remember that. And then you guys won 6 in a row the following year, right? Started the season off hot.
Yeah. But see, no disrespect, because I like Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
But to me, Kyle Shanahan is responsible for 2 organizations not sealing the deal and winning championships because he wouldn't run the ball. I'm going to go there.
Yeah, and I was watching that game against the Patriots. It was time to put it down, and you're right.
Run the ball, kick the field goal, and you guys, in case run the ball, you're at the 40, 42, 43-yard line, and Mostert just got you 5 yards on first down.
Mostert's still pissed off about that. And he said something like that a few months ago. And Kyle's thing is, I got to keep the defense on their toes, on their heels. They can't know what I'm going to do next. But Kyle, you overthink this situation. You can be simple right now. There's only a few minutes left in the game.
5 yards on first down. It's 2nd and 5. He just got you 5 yards.
Give it back to him. Debo, every time he runs a slant, their defense can't cover him. Let Jimmy just drop it off to him. We don't need to get cute.
Yep.
Oh.
So running back, get a little rhythm, get another first down, and then maybe on 1st and 2nd down after you move the chains, throw a high percentage pass, like you said, to slant the Debo.
It sounds easy, doesn't it? It only makes all the sense in the world. But Kyle, he's got to be learning, though. He's went through enough that I suspect that he kicked himself afterward. Please say that's true. Kyle, I mean,
Well, Falcon fans will never forgive him for not running that ball on 2nd and 3rd down at the 23. We'll never forgive him for that. And I like Kyle. I like Kyle Shanahan. He's a genius. He knows his stuff. But, man, I tasted that championship. It was like a field goal away. We were right there.
He's overwhelmed sometimes by his own brilliance. So whatever we say about Kyle, he's not stupid by any chance. But he I don't know, he gets besides himself on occasion and does things that are totally uncalled for. I don't know what he was afraid of or what was he thinking at that particular moment. But he had a brain freeze. Kyle, that wasn't the right decision. Yep. But Tony, it's hard to question him from where we sit. We're not on his level.
Right.
That's why I do back up in my thinking sometimes when I'm thinking about what happened. But sometimes I think we're right.
Speaking of brain freezes, I see you, Ramolia. That's your name, Ramolia. You guys will not win against any team unless it's Arizona. And you might not win both of those. So fans will be breaking out the paper bags in October. It's going to happen, and it's going to be great for the National Football League. I can't wait.
Well, you know, and Rudy, don't change your names on your accounts so we can find you. Talking all that trash. Y'all did this last year. My God, they don't learn.
And like you said, Rambo, they're still talking with a bunch of free agents and high, low-round draft picks starting on their defense. They're still talking.
And they got huge. I mean, the nerve can't be measured.
I know. I don't get it.
Nobody does.
I don't get it.
Well, Tony, let me see you Friday, and let's go over some things going on around the NFL. That's always fun to do.
Yes, sir. They got the pads on, so I just hope every team in the league we just stay healthy. I don't want nobody to get hurt.
I know. God.
Denver already lost their number 2 receiver, Tim Patrick, for the year again. He just came back from being the year last year.
See, now they're going to –
towards the Phillies yesterday.
See, now next year, that's it. If he gets hurt next year, he'll be on the same wagon with Trey. They start to treat you as if, well, just let's see what we got. If they don't take you seriously anymore as they should or could, it's a rough business. Anyway, all right, fam. We'll see you Friday. Yes, Tony.
Sir. You have a good night. Niner Empire, hang in there. The quarterback situation will work itself out. Yeah. You guys are in a good situation. Just hang in there.
I think so. All right, Tony. Talk to you later.
Take care, sir.
You too.
All right.
And hey, Justin flew in. Is it Justin? Eddie E's Justin?
What's up, brother? How's it going?
Hey, Justin. Yeah, we're sitting back here, and you know how we do. Our 49ers, we have a script we follow every year at the same time. We go to work on the quarterbacks and start splitting up the entire empire. I really hate that. I wish we could talk about more fun stuff. But when it comes to the quarterback conversation, it always gets nasty. But, you know.
No, that's not even one. I want to talk. That's not even what I want to talk about. I want to talk about our receiver, our slot receiver position. Now, I know that Ray McLeod got a few snaps in, against the Commander game. He got that 76-yard. What was it?
He did go
76-yard
wild
touchdown.
that game, didn't he? Yeah, he was hot.
He did. He got. Yeah, and then Kittle robbed the touchdown from him. Let's see. But I'm interested to see that slot position. I want to see the competition. You got Danny Gray, his second year. His rookie year was a little rough.
Would you put Danny in the slot?
Injury.
Because he can't be catching the ball off his body. And if in the slot, you need to make big hands.
He's hella fast.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
He's hella fast. So I would definitely put him in the slot. How he's able to get off the ball, and you just place it right there on him. You could take off, get it like a couple of yards here and there.
Get him a screen pass. Because once he gets it, he's gone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's gonna be interesting because we got Ronnie Bell as well. Michigan, a rookie, and then I forgot another undrafted receiver that was looking really good.
Conley.
Yeah, Conley. There you go. So that's gonna be interesting. The slot receiver position is gonna be interesting to see who's actually gonna be it this year. Because I'm interested to see if it's gonna be Bell, it's gonna be Gray, or is it gonna be Ray again? Which speaking of Ray, he really needs to at least get at least more than two kickoff return touchdowns. At least more than two.
Well, please, one, Ray. Yeah. That's why we picked him up.
I'm getting so sick and tired of him taking it to like the 20-yard line or just not returning at all. I'm like, what's the point of what's bringing you in, giving you this contract?
And we're no better off than we were with Richard James.
You can't even get to the 40-yard line, or you can't even get it to the 30. We brought you in here for a damn reason,
Hey, but
I'm interested to see.
But Justin, toward the end of the season, he started having a little better runs. It's like he knew that he was not fulfilling.
And he fumbled. He fumbled in that account.
You can't have everything. Yes, we can. Ray, don't do that again. Yes. Ronnie Bell, I understand, is good at returning kicks.
I'm scared.
He's not as fast, but
yeah. I'm just saying. Like, look, I understand the quarterback controversy, but I want to know what the slot receiver position is going to look like, because I know that's going to open up our offense even more. Like, I know it's good right now.
All the people
but
run out of the slot.
I really want that. I really want Gray in that slot receiver position. I really do.
But I really do. But I got to put Debo in there as much as I can, though. You know what I mean? Because,
of course.
Yeah, get that truck out there and see if they can stop that. Debo's faster. I seen film of him and working out the other day. Oh, it was shades of 2019, baby. I said, oh, look at Debo flying. He was smooth and fluid. It wasn't block and kill. Debo was just cutting left, right. I said, now see, that Debo's dangerous.
And also we got tight ends too. We got two tight ends, right, that we selected in the draft?
Yeah, we got Braden and Latu. Yeah, they're going to be.
So you got.
Go ahead.
You got and now I love Ross Dwelly. Don't get me wrong. Like, I was there at that Cardinal game in 2019 where he stepped in for Kittle when Kittle was hurt. Like, I was there at that game.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I love Ross, but I don't really see the point of bringing. I really didn't see the point of bringing him back. If you just select the two tight ends to replace him.
Well, you got to be careful.
Ross is probably not going to.
You guys make sure those tight ends are capable. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? I just don't really see the point in bringing them back. And we're just going to we'll draft two tight ends, to get that blocker position.
Well, if they prove themselves, you're right.
It just doesn't make sense.
Charlie
and
Warner.
You got Charlie Warner still. You still got Charlie Warner, so I don't really see the point of bringing Ross Dwelly back. I really didn't.
And he blocks better than Ross. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I really didn't see the point of bringing Ross back. Maybe for his receiver position, maybe.
Exactly.
Maybe
might be the best receiver.
Maybe, and I'm throwing a hypothetical. Maybe if Juice says, all right, well, this is my next 2 years. You build him up to be a fullback. Maybe you want to keep him around, but I don't know. It's kind of confusing to bring back Ross. If you have 5 tight ends on the roster right now. So I don't know.
We got about 5, maybe. Two of them. Well, I don't know how many they're going to keep though.
Yeah, well, we usually keep 3, right? Is it 3?
Yeah,
3 usually.
Because you don't have room to put any more than that. They can only prioritize. The tight end room doesn't need to be too big, and the running back room is kept too small for my taste. But the wide receivers, all the sexy picks rooms are pretty limited in the amount of people they can have. So, but because the 49ers, we'll have an army in the defense, defensive line. The trenches is going to be loaded.
I just want to ask one more question, and then I'll get going. What do you think about Ambry Thomas? Do you think that he's going to be just like whatever? Like he just had one good year that 2021 season?
It's
and that was it, or was it just?
I hope not. He showed me each and every week Ambry's getting better and better, making more sizzling plays each week. He started off a little slow, and he kept getting better and better. So Ambry is going to be on thin ice, and we may be start talking about him on a bubble in about 3 weeks because Womack is looking damn good from what I'm seeing.
Womack, you got Womack, you got Womack, and you got Contrast Knight looking really good.
Yeah, and also the kid from Texas. Smaller, but I understand he's like a Wolverine out there. He's just really
and also you got the undrafted. You got the undrafted corner as well. You got the undrafted corner as well.
That's what I'm talking about.
Aiyuk said that he. Yeah.
That's the one from Texas.
So okay. Yeah, but I'm just concerned because he was really good in 2021, and then he made that game where he allowed us to go to the playoffs against the Rams. But ever since then he's just kind of dropped off.
And Justin, he has all the tools. He's got length. He's got speed. I mean, he's just Ambry. Come on, there's a lot of guys that wish they had your tools. Get busy, and we're waiting on him.
All right, but I'm just gonna slip the thing that I'm on that DeAndre Lenore hype, man. I'm with you on that. I don't know the other callers talking about saying DeAndre Lenore's trash. I'm telling you, since Oregon, that dude, he put some straps on some players, dude. He's very physical, and I'm on DeAndre Lenore's hype.
All right,
because he's gonna ball out this year.
Because there's nothing but good things being said by his teammates that weren't asked about him, and they're volunteering information. I said, look out, Debo! Hey, Charles! Big shout out to Charles. We're talking about Debo.
All right, well, I'll get out of here.
All right,
you guys have a good night and be safe, and I'll talk to you probably Monday, right?
Friday, if you got time. All right.
On Friday. I'm losing track of days over here.
Right.
Have a good night, everybody.
You too. Night, Justin. Oh, God. Hey, fam, let's go ahead and wrap it up. And I can't wait. Let's see what happens between Friday and maybe things will happen to satisfy everybody. Oh, not going to happen. That's right. In the end, all we need is a Lombardi. You talk about a peacemaker. That's all we need. And think about that, fam. Rudy will stop. He'll have no choice but to shut the hell up. Jim Everett will become obsolete. Hawks fans have already found their place. They know to stop talking. When's the last time we've seen a Hawks fan going on and on? They've learned. There's no catching up with the 49ers in their miserable lives. If we get number 6, there's nothing for them to say. You guys, those old trophies don't matter anymore. Yeah, well, we got a new one, guys. And it makes us a part of the NFL's top echelon, baby. The Rams, what would you say? You got 2. You'd be 4 behind. You're considered a third-tier unit in the grand scheme of things. So know your role and shut your damn mouth. I'll see you Friday. Fam, thanks for the contribution. Don't forget to hit like. I'll see you Friday. If it's talks about 49er football. Niners!